Tanimo, or Nunchoni How or Dama, Gicheli Wekun, Yanutumo, or Solimojiake, Baonani, Aya, Baba Shushui. Amen.
Under the auspices of the armies of heaven, I confer and pronounce double honor, double blessing, double blessings, double grace, double favor to be conferred upon you. And because you came on the day of honor to celebrate and to honor the servant of the Lord, may you be honored. May you wear the crown of double honor. And for all the days of your life, let no man, let no woman, let no demon, let no one great or small dishonor you. For all the days of your life, the Lord renew you in strength, and let grace be extended unto you. Let mercy abound towards you, and let your strength and your days be multiplied. And be as an eagle, soar as an eagle, roar as a lion. Kadula kawasala, hey, yetukum silima tala. And above all, anyone that strive with us and contend with us at the gate of authority, at the seat of power, anyone who strive and contend with your people, Heavenly Father, exercising divine authority, anyone that takes our name and our picture to a shrine, to an altar for evil, let it backfire on them. Let it backfire in the name of Jesus. Anyone that speak ill and evil of your people, let their tongue be silenced. Let their tongue cleave to the root of their mouth. Anyone that speak evil of us, let their voice be discredited and silenced. Discredited and silenced. Anyone that imagine ill or evil of us by divine authority on the grounds of the blood of Jesus, according to the scriptures, as this is written, I command, let it boomerang, boomerang, boomerang. Put your hands and say boomerang, 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 boomerang. We intercept the waster. We waste the waster. We oppose opposition. In the name of Jesus, we resist the resistor. Thank you, Lord. As you live here, I declare you will not be wasted. Let the waster be wasted. Let every opposition be opposed. Let every resistance break. Live here with the upper hand. Have dominion. And now we send the blood of Jesus to your father's house, to your mother's house, to your background. Anything that lifts up his head against you, in the name of Jesus, we ground it in the blood of Jesus. We ground it in the name of Jesus. Above all, any condition, pattern and cycles that are contrary to the will of God, to the word of God, to the plan of God for your life, today on the grounds of the blood of Jesus, we intercept it. Put your hands and say interception, interception, intercept, interception, interception, interception. We intercept, intercept, intercept contradiction. We intercept contradiction. We command you in the name of Jesus as more than a conqueror. Tell somebody, I declare that you are more than a conqueror. Tell two people, I declare that you are more than a conqueror.
Hey that's what I believe. See his sunshine, he's all around us. And there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay to let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, know it's gonna be okay. So wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Can't have more. Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Around the way. Beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. There are beautiful clouds where you are, where you are. Oh, oh.
number two reason is that your party, no.
Kesben 92.9.
The party, okay.
Yes.
Quote for ABC quote. ABC this, ABC this. Okay. Ena, yama NDC for a blackmail and sa. Ena, ye gani free. Sa tag no ho. Yes, so ye koye ye who say yes, so ye veranda party ni ade. Okaya party ni mo afei obi akasa by heart. Now we have MPP people to also insult in ye attempt to say NDC for. So sana ni nyina no ye dwane efi ye quote title na ya yes ye pese ye veranda boy te so no na omo afechiri na omo kote ye elites no ne CSOs middle class labor wine no ama sese ye ni beti so no ko parliament ko hwe sese ye wo doctor professors ye wo retired police commissioners ye wo medical doctors on the NDC bench kanina na ntisa kanino ko parliament akrachi fo kuku dam nyina MPP side na no mugu. Oh, but we woke up to a rude shock say your intellectual base no oma desertie onko ama say yetimi luzu all the big campuses, University of Cape Coast, University of Ghana. Kanino MPP could afford to go and sleep say any constituency be a university will be ano. You take it for granted say a MPP place. But say academics and professors in Omakodom, NDC, even governmental appointments, doctors, Professor Jamponum, Dr. Mensanum, they now have professors. Miami respected former Pro-Vice Chancellor of UCC, Professor Dora Edubuando, or ambassador to Canada. No, even Vice President, Professor Jim Nana. First, can you know who will be see a friend of Professor Obewo NDC? I'm telling you. What in the okay. Until I say, me so I'm a academic. I'm a chair at Adewo University for 9 years. Me de me ho aba for the. Se party no, omu yusumu as a conduit to get back the academic community. Oh, let's get back to our base because ye base no and ye jama NDC didi ho. Do you get the point? Intino, I believe say me as first vice chairman of the MPP no, I can be the bridger a bit immediate use to win back the academic communities. Only how they dream who one say one person omoye MPP national vice chairman uni mo na o de ye assume say o ye coach and assume say Ghana have professors ne academics doctors akrachi for CSOs ya gather womo Accra Sports Stadium and ye dey ye list of those are almost 92.9 list we na yi ba ko say onko Accra Sports Stadium na oni professors ne doctors enko kasa kanokre wo wakoma nu say list ni mu no hwan and I will be yi no say oni onko kasa hwan oni hwan. That's a powerful punch, I tell you. Nobody will tell you say Sheikh Dr. Mustafa Hamida they also no kononi omoko kasa. Do you get my point? So that's number one.
So we intend to stage this mammoth demonstration to express our dissatisfaction, to press home some demands that democracy is the way to go. So President Mahama and the NDC cannot suppress our democracy. So Thursday, 6th of August, in the morning, 5 a.m., we gather in front of the Supreme Court. We'll present the first petition at the Supreme Court. And then we will move straight in front of the streets, the Yoko Street, the street in front of Yoko. Then we will just move straight to Jubilee House to present the other petition. There will be a last petition that will be sent to Parliament House, but we will delegate the leadership in Parliament and some leaders of our party to present that petition. But we are going to hold this mammoth demonstration, democracy under attack. No way to select from. Democracy under attack. And It is so amazing how President Mahama, just in 2025, immediately he became president, he sanctioned the Attorney General to go to the court and free all NDC elements who are standing trial for various offenses. Today, as we speak, democracy is under attack, suppression of free speech, criminalization of free speech. We cannot witness the fact that our democracy is dying. And this is not what President Mahama promised. President Mahama cannot so pretend over a nation that over the years we've been tagged as the beacon of democracy. And today we are lacking behind on all fronts. And it's amazing. The New Patriotic Party demand the following. Since it is now abundantly clear that the Attorney General and the machinery of justice under the administration have no intention whatsoever of protecting the public purse, the Attorney General should, as a matter of consistency and fairness, immediately discontinue and discharge all appointees of the previous MPP administration currently standing trial. It cannot be the case that the law is a weapon against one side on the political divide and a shield for the other. The Attorney General must render a full public accounts of every case involving persons affiliated to the governing party that has been discontinued, withdrawn, or otherwise terminated since January 2025, together with the reasons thereof. The Judicial Council and the leadership of the judiciary must take urgent steps to restore public confidence in the administration of justice, which yesterday's decision has gravely undermined. Chairman Bernard Ntwibwe to me, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, must be immediately acquitted and discharged and released. His conviction and the outrageous sentence of 20 years imprisonment with hard labor handed down barely 10 days ago were politically motivated and procured without sufficient evidence. In fact, his lawyers have set out more than 20 grounds of appeal, now pending before the Court of Appeal. A call to action. Massive protest ahead. Fellow Ghanaians, the time for silence is over. The New Patriotic Party hereby serves notice that on 6th of August, next week Thursday, 2026, in collaboration with other political parties, civil society, organization, professional bodies, student movement, youth movement, and all well-meaning citizens, we shall embark on massive demonstration to defend our democracy. We are starting here in Accra and we'll be going to other regions as well to defend our democracy, our constitution, and the rule of law. The hurried reintroduction of the widely decried public tribunal system, an institution Ghanaians rejected decades ago, now being resurrected as an instrument to harass opposition. All of us must fight this tribunal. Media, we must fight it. We must fight it. It is evil. The NDC intends to perpetuate evil with this tribunal. They intend to harass all manner of persons with this tribunal. We all know the tradition. We all know what this tribunal brings to mind. You all know. The courts are doing their work. The courts are doing their work. We must all fight against this tribunal. The NDC intends to perpetuate evil with this tribunal. You cannot base, even though it is true, assuming without admitting, yes, that there were some errors on the charge sheet, which was never raised during trial. the judges at the High Court, at the Court of Appeal, did a great disservice to Ghanaians. Great disservice. We are talking about 90 million Ghana cedis. And we can just...
Welcome for Gula Shim, a kind of Shesta, a kind of market traffic, a kind of Yentians, before motion ammonia, my share. I don't believe casting so Hena Ubiaka. So, Timester, Yapani, my Gula Shim, Quana so. Yes, I'll be in your Quani share. I'm your mobile. So, and Yabako say, yes, I'm sure. I'm like an ammonia, welcome for Gula Shim, a kind of Shesta, a kind of market traffic, a kind of Yentians, before motion ammonia, my share. I don't believe casting so Hena Ubiaka. So, Timester, Yapani, my Gula Shim, Quana so. Yes, I'll be in your Quani share. I'm your mobile. And Yabako say, yes, I'm sure. I'm like an ammonia, welcome for Gula Shim, a kind of Shesta, a kind of market traffic, a kind of Yentians, before motion ammonia, my share. I don't believe casting so Hena Ubiaka. So, Timester, Yapani, my Gula Shim, Quana so. Yes, I'll be in your Quani share. I'm your mobile. So, and Yabako say, yes, I'm sure. I'm like an ammonia.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. It's always a pleasure to come your way. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. It's beautiful for a simple reason, because we're still alive and kicking. We're back here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. It's also a beautiful morning because I know that you're here and hearty. You're watching us this morning. You tune in every day from 7 to 9:55 because this is where the real conversation happens. Great guests, fantastic conversations, and I want to believe that I'm doing a good job. If I'm not, please send me a message. I'll send you the WhatsApp number so you can feed me back on how you think I am faring with the moderation of the show. Today is a special day. For the other reason is that I have a special guest who I'll tell you about shortly. But so before I, as I always do, proceed with the news review, I'll say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Ghanaian Times is what I want to start with. Today, Daily Graphic, I don't know what the problem is, but you're not on the newsstands. We're asking you to tell us why you're not on the newsstands. We have a reason to ask. The Ghanaian Times this morning says Ghana strengthens UK trade ties as GEPA opens trade house in London to boost exports. Honor Dr. Maniboma through ethical leadership, according to speakers. Who is Edwin Lante van der Poy? And there's also a 5-year plan needed to promote autism inclusion, according to MOH, of course, that's the Ministry of Health. There's MYDE, that's MIND, the Christian Council partner to fight cybercrime and drug abuse. Daily Guide, it says the ministry DTI to build industry-ready workforce. AG Ghana Executive Presbytery visit the Gambia. Bribery surge at public offices over 1K cedis payment hit 9.1 cedis, according to Ghana Statistical Services, the GSS. 4 arrested for 94,530 gold robbery. Dynamite explosion kills 4 at Abosu. The Inside this morning is reporting that court declines to jail JP. well, JG actually, resources directors, and says gold dispute must be decided at trial. And has the ECO truly matured? The common currency, a reasonable transition towards a single currency. We've been dilly-dallying with this for a very long time. Some, whatever it is, a friend is saying, acceptance criteria. It's a very complicated matter. Anyway, Kwame Japan says that Ghana must be re-engineered back to prosperity. Amnesty International India involved in Gaza genocide over arms exports to Israel. There's Adamos lawyers write to New Republic editor over publication against its CEO, warn of court action. Invisible wounds of human trafficking. John Garner's Zoom regional conference raised red flag. There's 2 companies granted licenses for cultivation of weed for industrial use. The Herald says that Stephen Asamoah betted 1.44 million cedis on Maslok forensic audit, but Supreme Court and Court of Appeal unconvinced. Year of Rose Apostles demand Mahama spends $300 million on Accra-Kumasi Highway first. Medical Trust Fund gets 1 million cedis from Bost Energies. Planned maintenance to disrupt water supply for 3 days. Let's reunite certificate with competence. Sam Juna proposes applied skills faculty to UCC. Others. The Ghanaian Publisher is what I have next. No 200 million cedis missing at Gold Board. CEO sets record straight. Accra-Kumasi Road, minority demands urgent action. Public office bribery rises in 2025. We must be worried. All the anti-corruption institutions, and yet there's more bribery. Something doesn't add up. Now, economy strains after IMF exit, according to Boako. The News Center says public officials demand bribes from 7 in 10 people. GSS. GBC awards $3.6 million contract without PP approval, according to audit. Sustainability must become a way of life, according to Blewett. And the ECG's fragile gains. Cut losses in 2025, deeper deficits amidst 34.7 billion cedis power cost and also 22.1 billion cedis revenue. Poor pay is eroding media independence, according to Moomin. Well, he has a point there. The Custodian says VRA board urges utility companies to power Africa's future. The Upon Nkrumah demands MP scrutiny of new IMF deal. So here I'm talking about the Custodian. Galamsey booms and the NDC as government leaves Agenda 111 hospital for illegal miners. Ghana's revenue reforms failing structural tests, according to Professor Bockwing. Zoomlion promises to pay MMDA fumigation staff. And then there's a deadly crash. A minority seeks urgent fixes on Accra-Kumasi Highway. And then you have the Chronicle that says Friends of Rivers urges government to protect road reservations. There's youth. Ministry DTI signs 3-year pact to equip the youth with industry skills. Government must fully brief Parliament on new IMF program, according to CON, which is Upon Nkrumah. Government loses 200 million cedis in revenue to keep lorry fares low. Well, let me check out what's on Metro TV online before I bring in my guests right away. Okay, so yeah, Metro TV online, that's what I'm waiting for. Okay. Well, so whilst I'm waiting for Metro TV online, perhaps I may have to check out, well, here we go, it's actually on TV. So NACOC arrested 10 students for alleged sale of cannabis-infused products during SRC week. And quite a number of other stories as well in there. You may want to check out Metro TV online. Now let's check out what the quote cards are saying. What are the quote cards saying? So it says, bridge collapse at the Bugiri. It kills 1, cuts off communities that's there. And then nobody can stop us from reviving VALCO, Natural Resources Minister assures workers. And then there's also Ghana and Jamaica hold high-level bilateral talks to deepen cooperation. And then what else do we have? Okay, government to regularize waste transfer station as part of national sanitation model. And there's Ghana's court faced 30,000 case backlog, according to Justice Kulendi, of course, the Supreme Court judge. There's Ghanaian job seekers face new UAE visa rule. All right, I get that's it. All right, so I told you that I have a special guest today. He hasn't been here. I don't recall him being on this show before, but of course I stand to be corrected. But he's here because we have invited him. We've seen some very, very fantastic and some wonderful things happening with the Tema Oil Refinery. It was comatose for a very, very long time. It was almost dead. There were actually plans to privatize it. Well, there's a change in government. There's a new team there. Edmond Combat, Mustafa Abubakar, and the rest of you. You took over the mantle of the running of Tema Oil Refinery. We've seen some changes there. Massive, massive transformation. So we invited them to ask them, how did they do it? And what's the big vision? Mustafa Abubakar is the deputy manager or deputy chief executive officer of the Tema Oil Refinery. He's our guest there, so he's passing through briefly, and then we'll get on with our conversation for today with our guest who will be joining us. You know, Mr. Kwesi Pratt is regular on Wednesday, but today is Mr. Richard Ahiagba, who is the Director of Communications for the NPP. So two of them would weigh in on a number of issues. There's a Constitution Review Committee. Some issues have come up. The government has issued its position paper. I'd ask them to pick their top 3, top 4, and walk us through what they make of that and some of the issues that have come in the papers as well. We're told that we're more corrupt today than we were yesterday, according to the Ghana Statistical Service. I also want to pick their thoughts on that. And also, a lot of parents are complaining that the awards who are in private schools are getting very poor grades from WAEC as compared to the awards in public schools. They think something fishy is happening. The Parents and Teachers Association have raised some concerns. WAEC has been responding to it. I'd also want to pick their thoughts on that as well. Mustafa, assalamu alaikum. It's good to see you, my brother. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam. Good to see you too.
Long time.
Long time, Moro.
Yes.
And good morning to your viewers as well.
Right.
It's been a while.
Right.
We thank God that we are alive and here kicking.
Right. Now, before we even get on with our conversation about Tema Oil Refinery, I think that it's only fair that people, you know, let's take a bit of a dive into your private life, just briefly. So who's Mustafa Abubakar?
Well, Mustafa Abubakar is the son of Alhaji Abubakar Rubatalima.
Okay.
I was born here in Nima. I had to attend Achimota School. From Achimota School, I had to leave for Presec Legon. And then, of course, well, the best school is like the National Brilliance and Science Schools, you can imagine. I mean,
is that
we have
really
taught all.
No, don't worry. We'll come back to that
no, there's no comparison at all, Moro. So proud of that year. And of course, went to Legon. From Legon, of course, I had to do my master's in France, and then, of course, in Coventry as well. Currently working with Tema Oil Refinery. And so, just in brief, this is who I am. Serving the government of Ghana with my boss, Mr. Edmond Combat. So, this is who I am.
It's interesting. You know, before your appointment, you're one of those appointments a lot of people couldn't wait. I mean, for obvious reasons, put aside your competence, your capacity, but also your contribution to your party, the NDC, which you dearly love. And I was one of those who was called and was asked, what's up with Abubakar, Mustafa Abubakar, because people know my relationship with you. I mean, during those moments, how did you take the pressure?
Well, if you're serving a leader like President Mahama,
right,
you need to have that kind of patience that he has.
Right.
This is someone who ordinarily has served as a minister before an MP, became a vice president, and then a president. Then went into a position, had to wait for that 8 years, and then bounce back. If one could wait for that 8 years, you know, and then by the grace of God and the good people of Ghana was able to bounce back without landmark victory, then it should tell you and I that it pays to wait. Patience is virtue, you know, and they say patience moves mountains. And so for some of us, when it's not like we didn't know our appointments were going to come. Of course, the man knew what he was doing. The president knew what he was doing. He normally would scan through the various agencies and know where to place, like a coach, of course. And so I wasn't worried at all. Of course, people might be worried, but then, of course, I told a lot of our people that everybody should be patient. The man knows who to put at which place and at what time. And I'm glad that today that wait or that patience has paid off. Together with Combat, we're able to turn things around. This is what he wanted from us. And this is what we are also providing him and the people of Ghana. So I'm so happy that the patience that we all had to wait or had to go through has paid off finally.
Okay. Now, there was a big event on Saturday in Tema, that's at the Tema Oil Refinery. Now, we all know, usually when you mention Tema Oil Refinery, people go like, hey, that thing, is it still there? People had literally washed their hands off, they'd given up on this organization or this refinery. Somehow, you've been able to turn things around. So, how did you do it? What was the trick?
Well, Mauro, thank you very much. Let me start again greeting His Excellency the President for doing us the honors coming to our program on Saturday. Greetings to our Minister for Energy, Honorable John Abdullahi Jinapor, the Managing Director, Mr. Edmond Combat, a fantastic gentleman. And then we have our board members as well, led by the board chairman, the management and staff, the unions as well. And let me salute on this occasion our founding father, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, for without him, there wouldn't have been any TOR today. TOR used to be called GAIP, the Ghana Italian Petroleum Company, founded in 1961, started operations in 1963. And later on, somewhere around 1977, we had to wholly own the shares. Government of Ghana owned all the shares. And then in 1991, under Rawlings, of course, the name was given Tema Oil Refinery, which is TOR. We have a plant that is more like, let me say, $1 billion investment at TOR. And this is a plant which is called the CDU. And of course, we have the RFCC, which was started by Rawlings and commissioned in 2002. The CDU produces or refines crude up to its nameplate capacity is 45,000 barrels per day. That's the nameplate capacity for the CDU. In fact, the F61 that President Mahama brought to us is what has increased it to 45,000. It used to be, it's 28,000 with one furnace, but then we had another furnace, which President Mahama commissioned just this Saturday, which normally would take our nameplate capacity to 45,000 barrels per day. You realize or you hear that Dangote and the rest are doing like 600, 700,000 barrels per day. Ghana's crude distillation unit, which is the CDU, is doing 28,000 as we speak and moving to 45,000 because of the tie-in with the F61. And then hopefully we'll be able to go to 60,000 very soon. And then we also have another plant called the RFCC, which normally would take the fuel oil, the residual fuel oil, to be able to process into high octane or gasoline. And that will also give us somewhere around 14,000. So we should be able to go 74,000 going forward. So TOR regarding TOR and Centio should be able to meet Ghana's demand. Centio is doing 40,000 barrels now. And so when you add the two plants, like President Mahama has said, it should be sufficient to be able to supply the nation's demand. And so TOR being a strategic asset, when we came, Combat was appointed the managing director. You know, it takes visionary leadership. It takes people who have integrity, people who have empathy, and people who are hardworking, and they see that we shouldn't allow a state asset like this, $1 billion state asset, to decay, to be sold like scraps. Of course, like you were told, TOR was nearly leased for $22 million. And the workers rose against it. And that is why we always continue to salute our unions for standing up for Ghana. TOR is employing, as I speak, no less than 1,200 people. We came to meet about 700 staff, and under Combat, we increased it to 1,200.
Wow.
We had a lot of people attrition rate. People had to leave because of the plant being idle for like 7 years. The plant was idle. So once you have the best of engineers, people wanting to offer their skills, sitting there without any job because you were not refining, most of them had to leave to Bahrain, had to leave to Oman, had to leave to Dubai to be able to get some work to do. And so we were losing some engineers to probably like VRA as well, to Ghana Gas, and so on and so forth. So when we came and listened, we did these departmental meetings, we listened to the workers. And one thing about Combat and I is that you need to be humble. You need to go down and then get to be with the people and appreciate what they are going through. And then you can understand what they want. And so one of the things we did was to have this key stakeholder engagement. And as a result of that, they assured us that they are ready to work. The plant is in good state. Once we're able to retrofit it, do some refurbishment on it, the plant can bounce back. In 2016, the plant was working under President Mahama. In fact, President Mahama left about 2 million barrels of crude oil in Tema Oil Refinery in 2016 under Iwadakon. We had to sell our stake in GPMS, which is the jetty that supplies, where the vessels berth, and then they supply the oil through the pipelines to the various, Tema Oil Refinery. We had to sell our stake for 65%, and that gave us around $100 million or $110 million. It was seated in Tor's account. So this is aside the crude oil that we had. And so Tor was viable, was profitable at the time. But then post 2017, 2018, 2019, we can't tell. But then, for some of you who would judge, you were able to tell us as to why the two plants were shut down. That's both the CDU and the RFCC. And then, of course, why we couldn't be able to proceed with refining crude as we were established to be. And so we came and said we wouldn't allow this to happen. So we combat formed what we call the turnaround maintenance. We put all the engineers together. I was in charge. And then, of course, we started looking at how we could be able to, change some of the things. A lot of things were changed. The pumps, the valves, the desalter was worked on, the furnace, heat exchangers, a lot of things were changed. And we set ourselves from August to start work, which we started. And then latest by December, we were done. And then on the December 19th, you saw for yourself how the first crude, was refined. The flare was up. And so this is how it began. Like I told you, it was visionary leadership. We were strategic in what we were doing. And we needed to listen to the people who knew or who had the know-how to be able to turn things around. So, Moro, I would say that the problem of Tor in the past has to do with leadership. We had about 7 managing directors within the last 7 years or 8 years. Almost every year you have different managing directors. And so there was no stability. Why the change in managing directors has to do with their own conduct, some of them their own conduct. Workers were not happy. At a point in time, there was interim management committee, and so there was a whole lot of chaos at Tor. And so we looked at all of this history and realized that, no, these are the do's and don'ts that we need to apply when it comes to the working of Tor. So we had to bring the unions on board, the workers on board, and we had to now listen a lot and make sure that you sacrifice as much as possible. It is not about combat, or it's not about me. It should be about the workers. We met a Tor where there wasn't promotions for a long time, no audited accounts. 6 years, since 2018, there was no audited account. Our balance sheet was nothing to write on about.
Are you holding anybody accountable for this?
You said?
Are you holding anybody accountable for this?
Well, like I said, you should judge. There's a good reason why the people of Ghana had to give President Mahama that trust again. And I've always said that for you to see the economic booming today, it has to do with so many institutions doing so well. You can talk about the gold board, you can talk about probably the cocoa sector, you can talk about the financial sector. NIB used to make maybe somewhere around maybe 3.5 million, but then recently we heard that they've been able to go more $300 million or Ghana cedis. Same like GCB, same like ADB. Almost every sector is doing some kind of work to be able to see things up. And so Tor, of course, we being placed there, also had that responsibility of making sure that we set that high standard of getting the plant back. We had to revive it and reset it. And so for anybody who was involved in anything that led to the shutdown of it, well, that is up to the people to judge. But then we are happy that as a new regime, we'll be able to bring the plant back. And refining your crude, Moro, is one of the best things that you can have.
Why?
Like you've seen for yourself this recent war by Israel, Iran, US war. At a point in time, like we're having today, Ghana's government is cushioning 2 cedis per, on the diesel, right? Somewhere in April, there was another cushioning by government, all because prices were skyrocketing. And so when you have a refinery working, it makes it easier. We have already some wells that we are drilling oil, and you have a refinery. It's easier. No need for any kind of, cargo or vessel moving through the Strait of Hormuz, or you paying insurance, high insurance costs. And one of the things that gets to make your fuel or imported crude very expensive has to do with what? The insurance. Nobody wants to risk this. And so once you have some wells like the Jubilee crude or the Sankofa and all of those ones, and then you have a refinery, That is the easy way. It's within your waters. It's within your land. You give it to us at a lower, price. We're able to refine, of course. And Tor is now selling, crude. Our refinery that we're doing is cheaper than what you can import. There's no doubt, because you wouldn't have these freight costs and insurance costs on it. And so that is one of the great things of you refining in Ghana. Of course, your exchange rate, your foreign earnings. We spend no less than $400 million importing crude, every month. And so if Tor is doing, let's say, 30-40%, Central is also doing like 30-40%. Let me use even Tor, 30%, 40%. You are saving the country about $130 million out of the $400 million. That's huge foreign savings. So the amount of money that would have gone to use to import crude has been what? Left idle in Ghana. Now, like the president told you, or the minister said on Saturday, when we buy the crude or we refine, instead of paying our partners with dollars, the president has instructed that we should pay in cedis. So that pressure on trying to get some foreign exchange to be able to now send it out is no more there. So, of course, that continues to help the cedi to be able to be stabilized. And so these are some of the things that we are doing at Tor. And then, like I told you, we just commissioned the F-61. By August, we should be able to have the RFCC. The RFCC normally would boost your gasoline. We have more PMS, which is petrol. You have more LPG. Currently, we're having more ATK, that's aviation fuel as well. We're able to supply the market. And our prices, like I told you, is very cheap. And so, thankfully to MPA, they've been very good to us, supervising our operations and making sure that we have the right products out there. We have very good laboratory, and we are retooling it as well. Our loading gantry, which is where you have the tankers load from, you spend just about 45 minutes to about 50 minutes loading the truck. What Combat has done is to be able to make sure that we automate it. We are retrofitting it as well, so that we can be able to load, some bulk road vehicles within like 10-15 minutes. And that should be over by September as well. And so there are a number of things that we are changing at Tor. The storage tanks, we have 59 tanks. We're able to store about 3 million crude. At the time was 1 million metric tons. And with that, about 17 of those tanks were left out of operation. Once we bounced back, we had to now put all of them on repairs. And so I would say that so far so good. Like the president also alluded to you, our plan going forward is to be able to have 100,000 oil refinery. Currently, like I said, we are doing 45,000. We should be able to go to the 60 to 74,000 very soon. And when everything's set up, we should be able to cut short for the 100,000 refinery maybe by the end of the year or early next year. And then Ghana will be self-sufficient in terms of oil, refining or production in Ghana. And we wouldn't be able to depend on the outside world, especially when there are wars like what is happening today and crying because fuel prices may go up. So that is what we are doing currently at Tor.
The president recently gave a directive that going forward as a matter of policy, the Jubilee Partnership is supplying with crude for you to refine. How is that going?
Well, it's going so well. Like we said, we've had 3 million barrels so far.
From them?
From them. Okay. We had the Bonga crude, not from Jubilee. Before the Jubilee came, we had the Bonga crude, that's 1 million barrel. We also had the Baleine crude, that's another 1 million barrel. And this is the first Jubilee crude. And so, contrary to those comments, statements made by some people that Tor cannot refine its own crude, I think we'll be able to disprove them wrong. You saw the president display some of the products that we have refined from the Jubilee crude. And then, of course, Moro, not to take you back, we are expecting, of course, the Sankofa crude as well from GMPC by September. Okay. So now crude is going to be available. That's the raw feedstock for the refinery. Once we have that and the RFCC is back, like we said, no need to be able to spend $400 million trying to import crude from outside. But one of the things that is affecting Tor, Moro, and I need to state it, is that we were saddled with a huge debt, about $517 million debt at Tor. And, some of the debts, you find out when we came from Blue Ocean, we owed about $3 million. You have BP about $42 million, GMPC, Ghana Revenue Authority, Sahara, $127 million. Huge. And so we had to sit with some of the partners and some of the BDCs, product losses here and there, because somebody brings his fuel or his product and puts in the tank. Within the twinkle of an eye, the product is sold and used to pay salaries. Staff remuneration was low. Like I told you, promotion wasn't there. And all of these things, we had to go through a lot to be able to listen to about 400 petitions or 300 petitions from staff, did massive promotions for them, increased their, their welfare or their salaries. Recently, for like 8-9 years, their CBA, which is conditions of service of workers, were not touched. I had to lead that negotiation team, and then workers are so happy with that increment, about 30% increment in their salaries. A lot of things have changed with workers, and that's the result you are seeing today. They put in all their all in trying to get the plant back. And so with the debt that we are facing, it's a crucial thing. The Minister of Finance and the Minister of Energy have assured us they will be able to ring fence some of the debt, to be able to turn some of those ones into equity for us so that we can be able to have a free balance, sheet in our books. Of course, so it's something that is, for me, like a miracle, that a lot of people who were thinking that this plan should have been sold and so that we can continue to depend on imported crude. I think that the leadership of Combat has shown that, yes, the young men or Ghanaians have the talent. We have the best of engineers, like I said. And once given the opportunity time and again, we will make sure that almost every national asset take a cue from what Tor is doing. And let's all put our shoulders to the wheel to make sure that all national assets are revived to be able to save Ghana, that foreign exchange and the job creation that we are doing. Currently, most of these engineers who finish KNUST or School of Engineering from all the universities, when they finish, most of them, where do you think that they'll be able to get to practice if Tor wasn't available? Not only Tor, I'm talking about the refinery aspect. Yes, we have VRA, we have ECG, but then those within the petrochemical industry or studying within the petrochemical sector, where would they even be doing their internship or national service or even getting jobs? It is Tor. And we are happy to say that a lot of graduates that complete school from KNUST, University of Ghana, come to Tor to be able to, as it were, learn from us. And they're happy applying what they studied in our institution. We have recently a team from ECOWAS coming to understudy what Tor is doing. A team from Kenya also came down to understudy what Tor is doing. A lot of BDCs have bounced back because in the past they were afraid to work with Tor, but because of the leadership of Combat and all of us, they've been able to have that goodwill to say that, well, we'll come and sit with you and then work again. As I speak to you now, we have very strategic partners like Sonabi, which is a Burkina Faso oil giant that load from us. That business, of course, came as a result of the president's intervention as well. And we are doing so good. So we are supplying somehow part of the Sahelian market, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger in that form. And that is big for us. If Tor is able to increase its production, we're able to satisfy the Ghanaian market close with Central as well. We should be able to export the remaining like we do with electricity and so on and so forth. So this is what our vision is going forward. And so it's well and good. We have about 340 or sitting on 340 acres of land. We have 60 acres of land sitting idle, which is for the expansion project. We're also trying to put up some housing units for our workers as well. And trying to see how best going forward we can be able to even pay dividend to government of Ghana. Note that Tor has made losses in the last 8-9 years. We haven't made profits in the last 8 to 9 years. But for the first time, we've been able to make a 1.2 billion Ghana cedis profit. 1.2 billion Ghana cedis profit. And that is a huge achievement. And I will say that we have our audited accounts done, our standing audited accounts from 2019 to 2024 were submitted to SIGA. And then 2025 was also done. That's under our time, record time. And we were even adjudged one of the best institutions, public sector institutions by the Minister of Finance recently. And so that tells you the kind of work we are doing to make sure that we apply the wisdom, the knowledge that we have into getting some of these plans back.
Okay. And you did all this without a cent from the government?
Yes,
One plus one.
We haven't received a CD from government of Ghana like the president alluded to. He wanted to make a statement out there to other institutions that once you have an IGF, we have what we call the terminal operations, which is the loading gantry, where whenever the BRVs come to load, we charge them. Once you store your product within our storage tanks, of course, we charge. Once we pump it through our pipelines to other, whether it's Vanna, we have some depots that are connected to Tor, like Vanna, Pet Hub, and so on and so forth, Sensio and the rest, even Asogli, we're able to charge you. All of these, we have to make sure that we manage that little resources. Not to come and say that we want to use it for our own selves or consumption. In fact, workers have to squeeze water out of stone, tighten their belts to be able to make sure that we put some of these resources into getting the plant back. And so a lot of monies were going into the CDU and then the RFCC. And this is what you are seeing the result as, out of it. And so I'm just glad that the workers are happy. We're able to do more recruitment. We started a 24-hour economy in making sure that at least we should be able to get a 3-hour or 8-hour shifts, started. And that has started with the loading gantry and then the plant as well. So far, so good, Moro.
Wow. All we can say is that Aiko, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And may Allah continue to guide your steps and to bless your hustle.
Amen.
Thank you so very much. I wanted us to do some small politics, but we don't have time. Maybe we will invite you some other time. Yes, and do both Tor and some small governance related issues. And so thank you so very much, Mustafa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much for your time. It's been wonderful having you. And are there any thank yous?
Well, let me thank, just to thank the managing director for a sterling performance, Edmond Combat. Let me thank the board again. Let me thank our workers, the unions, for a good job you've done. We salute you. We'll continue to serve you with humility and hard work. And we assure you that Tor will continue to be the pride of Ghanaians.
Wonderful. Allahu Akbar. Thank you. Have a good day, bro. Thank you so very much. So that's Mustafa Abubakar. He's the deputy managing director of the Tema Oil Refinery. So he passed through this morning, of course, so that's based on our invitation and to share the good news with us. Tor is back, and it's bigger, it's better. It's been totally transformed. Of course, there's still some more work to be done. And so we just thought that we should invite them to walk us through how they were able to do it. Because at some point, we all gave up and thought Tor was dead. So stay with us. It's Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. My guests are here. I'll tell you who they are shortly.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy mouthful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is several buying, a man is swing, and a sense of Mama Hotel so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mini Tumpong.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Thank you very much for staying with us. My guests are here. The news is now time for the newspaper review. And Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. is a former managing editor of the Insight newspaper, a veteran seasoned journalist, and also an elderly statesman. Good morning, sir. Thank you very, very much for accepting to join us on the show, sir. Thank you. Also with us is Richard Anyagba, who is the Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party, also aspiring to become the next First Vice Chair of the New Patriotic Party. Richard, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning, Mo.
I hope you're doing very well.
I'm okay.
Right. Yesterday I had a Fifi Boafu in the studio. When he came, he had a cap on. So I asked him what the cap was all about, and he said it's about the impending demonstration that the MPP intends to embark upon tomorrow. Because apparently you are protesting what you believe is a case of selective justice. And so he attempted to explain what the selective justice matter was all about. Now, I am actually reading in some of the online portals that apparently tomorrow the police has approved your protest for tomorrow. We're told the New Patriotic Party has secured a police approval for its planned demonstration on Thursday, which is tomorrow, over the acquittal of former Microfinance and Small Loan Center Maslow Chief Executive Officer Sedina Tamaklo. The protest follows the Court of Appeal's decision to acquit and discharge Sedina Tamaklo, overturning her conviction and 10-year prison sentence imposed by the High Court. Speaking to the media after obtaining approval from the Greater Accra Regional Police Command, the party's national organizer here in Anabuachi, known as Nabi, outlined the route for the demonstration, which will begin at the Supreme Court before proceeding to the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Jubilee House, and Parliament. According to him, the protest is intended to draw attention to what the MP describes as selective justice, interference with the judiciary, the suppression of free speech, and the erosion of democratic governance. Tell us a bit more about tomorrow's demonstration.
Oh, good morning. Good morning to our viewers, and good morning to our questions. Always a joy to be with him. The demonstration, as you've said, is coming on tomorrow. We're starting from right opposite the Supreme Court. And the plot is to render a petition at the Supreme Court and then at Parliament, and then we'll terminate at the Jubilee House. And the motivating factors are many, but the key one you cited was to do with the selective justice issue. But in my mind, a lot has happened since His Excellency John Dramani Mahama took office, under whose leadership we think that the space for citizen participation is shrinking very quickly in our democracy. People's ability to disagree has been criminalized. The general atmosphere has become tense, which is not very good for our democracy. And so we are determined to demonstrate, to let the government know that as a people, we're being led on a certain path that is not sustainable, that we think that is regressive, that we think that is inimical to our democracy, and that the government should take note and reverse course and get on a path to strengthening our democracy rather than weakening it in our assessment. And so it's a fight for promoting democracy, for defending democracy, and ensuring that we all wake up to the responsibilities we have in a democratic state to participate and to resist any effort that is directed toward curtailing the rights of citizens to participate in their democracy. And I think that is a noble enterprise. And we're not alone. There are a lot of organizations that are interested. Of course, the last time we had a conversation here when I was here, I think we talked about the TUC relative to the tribunal matter. That's also part of the reasons why we think that we need to demonstrate. In fact, just today, I was reading the front pages of one of the papers that talks about Galamsey worsening, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who during the 2024 campaign promised us that he will use AI to fight Galamsey, but I'm not sure.
You mean a custodian?
Exactly, yeah. And I'm surprised how AI is worsening Galamsey at this point. So all these are matters that narrows down, and we feel that we need to demonstrate about them. And of course, the selective justice that we see, and that's really very telling. And I suppose that Ankwesi will have something to say about that, because if you think about it, one of the cardinal principles of democracy is equality. And where in a democracy you have the appearance of selectivity in terms of the applications of the laws to people, and that you almost can tell, you see it. It's a pattern that is drawn, and it's not an imagination. You can see it, almost can touch it, to say that some people are equal, or some people are above the law, and some people are called to answer to the law. I think that's dangerous for our democracy, and it strikes at the heart of the very proposition of democracy, to say that all people in a democracy must be equal before the law. So these are very disturbing concerns that we believe that ought to be addressed. And the president, perhaps in his busy schedules, is not seeing it, and has not probably paid attention, but we have. And we think that it's our solemn duty as responsible participants in our democracy to call his attention to it. We believe at the end of the day, the buck stops with him. And our government is big enough, and that perhaps he's not paying attention to that, or the briefing he's getting is not as accurate as ought to be. And so maybe if we give him a briefing on the street as to how things are going in Main Street, Ghana, maybe that'll prompt him, and he can do something to change course.
Okay. Okay, will you be joining the demonstration tomorrow? I know you.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give you and your station some advice.
Okay.
Which you can take or ignore.
Leave it. That's fine, sir.
The interview you did before this program was a brilliant interview.
Okay.
I think it was an excellent interview. I think you were at your best as an interviewer.
Thank you very much.
And the person you interviewed was also extremely good, with his facts and everything.
Thank you, sir.
But I suspect that it doesn't belong to this platform.
Right.
There's a platform which was set up for newspaper review.
Right.
And it should remain as such.
Right.
There are no more problems which pop up. One, many people tune in not to listen to the kind of excellent interview you conducted. They just want raw newspaper review.
Right.
That's why they tune in. And I think you've got to respect that.
Right.
The other thing is that for people like us, I've wasted virtually
30 to 40
1
minutes
hour which I could have done, I could have used in doing other things and so on.
Right.
So if you can find space and have those brilliant interviews, that would be useful. This is just an advice.
Advice will take.
It's just
advice
an
will
advice.
take. We're grateful for that.
It may not even be a good advice, but it's an advice.
But advice will take. We're grateful. Thank you so very much, Uncle Z. Thank you.
Now, back to the substantive issue of the demonstration, which is scheduled for tomorrow.
Right.
Ghana is a very interesting country. This is a country in whose constitution, which is the fundamental law, the right to protest is guaranteed. You don't see that in many constitutions around the world. In this particular constitution, provision is made for the right to demonstrate. That's very interesting. Now, what does that mean in our real life? Tomorrow, today, some people watching this show can decide that they've seen your beautiful watch and that such beautiful watches should not be worn on morning shows. They have a right to protest against the watch we are wearing.
Right.
They may decide that, the table behind which we are sitting ought to be rectangular instead of its L shape. They have a right to demonstrate.
Right.
In fact, the people of Ghana have a right to demonstrate if they think that there's too much milk on the shelves of our supermarkets and so on. So citizens have a right to protest, to demonstrate, to speak out. And I think it's important that that right to demonstrate is not fettered. And in my view, the New Patriotic Party should actually be encouraged to demonstrate. We should encourage them, everybody who wants to uphold the tenets of the Constitution should be encouraging them to demonstrate. And I think they should be given every assistance necessary, you understand, for this demonstration to take off. You must be given police protection. You must be given everything that the state has to provide in order to ensure that this demonstration, takes off and there's no incident. Perhaps at the end of the day tomorrow, we would have proven one thing, that in this country, the Constitution can still be respected.
Yes.
And that citizens' right to protest is not being kept, and so on. So encourage them, encourage the New Patriotic Party to organize the demonstration. And I have no difficulty at all
with that.
In the New Patriotic Party organizing a demonstration, tomorrow. There are some things, however, that I think we need to interrogate, and these are important matters. For example, one of the issues that they are flagging is the decision of the Court of Appeal in respect of Sedina Tamaklo. You understand?
Yes.
Now that's very interesting, because the New Patriotic Party and the government of Ghana agree on everything. They're on the same page.
True.
You understand?
Yes.
What is the New Patriotic Party saying? The New Patriotic Party is saying that she should not have won the case at the Court of Appeal.
Yes.
And that the law, in their view, may not have been properly interpreted and so on. What is the Attorney General's position? The Attorney General has filed
an appeal
against the decision of the Court of Appeal.
Yes.
So both the New Patriotic Party and the government of Ghana agree on this particular case.
Yes.
Why protest? Is the protest against the Court of Appeal? Is it against the government of Ghana? Is it against the NDC? I don't understand. Somebody has to do some explanation. You understand? Now, there's a question that I like to pose, and I know that Richard is quite smart. He'll be able to provide an answer, and I would like to listen to that answer. Just in case, Sedina happened to be a leader of the New Patriotic Party. Would the New Patriotic Party have taken the stand that they are taking today? That's an interesting question. Now, the answer to this question ought to take into account the fact that several of the leaders of the New Patriotic Party are facing trial. In fact, one has just received a conviction You understand? So, what principle are they establishing? And would that principle be applicable to all persons, irrespective of the party that they belong to? This is an important question, and I believe that my brother and friend will be able to answer that, with his usual eloquence. You understand? Now, we are told also that there have been some convictions, I suppose, which are an aberration when it comes to the constitutional order, the rule of law, and so on. And I'm sitting here and I'm wondering. Yesterday, I heard one of the leaders of the party speak about the conviction of persons for speech. He says, just speech. How can you convict people for speech and so on? And I'm sitting back and I'm wondering, speech can become a really potent weapon. You understand? And under the laws of every country in the world, some speech is criminalized. There's no country in the world where some speech is not criminalized. You see, for example, if you sat on a media like this one and you call for the overthrow of a government, that's treason.
That's not free speech.
It doesn't come under the rubric of free speech. Calling for the overthrow of government is not free speech. You can't hide under free speech to be calling on people to overthrow a government.
Right.
It is punishable. And indeed, if that was not punished, every country would just drive straight into anarchy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now, is it okay for citizens under the rubric of free speech to be publicly on mass media be advocating the burning of other opponent party headquarters? Can I sit here today and say that, look, the headquarters of the New Patriotic Party should be burnt down tomorrow morning, and I'm going to buy gasoline to burn down the New Patriotic Party headquarters? Would that be lawful? It is just speech. It is speech. But is that lawful speech? And which country in the world would tolerate that as just lawful speech and not take action, at least to protect the public interest, to protect property, and to protect life? If I came here this morning and announced on your platform that, look, I want to kill the president. Not just the president, I want to kill the president and kill his wife. And not just that, after killing them, I will put their bodies in cocoa sacks. It is speech, isn't it? Is that lawful speech? Is that speech which should not be punished? Is that speech which should not be criminalized? And so on. So I think that we've got to come to terms. We've got to define clearly what is it that we are protecting. Otherwise, we are pushing this country onto the brink of total anarchy and irresponsible politicking. You understand? So these are legitimate questions, I hope, that I can put forward.
Okay, so before you go ahead, sorry, the issue about the threats matter. I've heard some people who say, well, look at the person who is issuing the threat. Now, while can he or she do what they say they will do? Just let the person, just forget, ignore.
Moro, interesting issue that we have raised. Let's assume that we have a completely crazy person, somebody who's lost his marbles, somebody whose faculties are not working properly, somebody in tattered clothes, and so on. If that person says he's going to burn the Bank of Ghana, what are you going to use to come to the conclusion that the person is not fit to burn the Bank of Ghana? What does it take to burn any public building?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I get the point. I get
Tell me, anybody who threatens to commit arson should be dealt with according to the law. We must insist on the rule of law. That's what we should be insisting on. And no other thing, the rule of law. Now, in all of this, pontifications and so on, I would like to hear something. I would like to hear that my brother Richard Ahiagba has been convicted and that the offense for which he has been committed is not an offense created by law. Then we'll be talking. But if an offense is a creation of law, and the law courts convict on the basis of the offense which is a creation of law, where is our problem?
Right.
We have a right as citizens to act for leniency, compassion. The president has power to pardon. So you can every day call on the president to pardon some people who have been convicted. But you must clearly state the grounds for compassion. True or false?
True.
Grounds for compassion must be clearly stated.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
One of the issues which has been raised and has been raised quite strongly by my friends, including Richard this morning, is the issue of selective justice. If it's proven, it will be quite a serious, indictment on the government. If it's proven. The selective justice is something that we should never tolerate because it undermines all the principles of the rule of law and so on. If it's proven, it's a serious matter.
Right.
Okay. But one of the things that I've heard said is that the government took power, and after taking power, persons belonging to the political party that put up President Mahama for the election, NDC and so on, their cases have been withdrawn from the courts, and others are being prosecuted. If it's true, it's serious, especially if you can prove that it's against the law, it's a violation of the law. But here we are. In the case of Kwabena Dufo and others, and so on, what happened? Plea bargaining, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened, plea bargaining. What is happening with regards to the, is it Entribosi Akochema, Wuntumi's case and this bank? What is the bank?
Is it Gexim, Ghana Exim Bank?
Ghana Exim Bank.
Yes.
Is it not plea bargaining?
Yes, it's plea bargaining.
So plea bargaining is being applied in both cases.
Except in his case, the Attorney General has turned it down. He says he's not interested.
No, the Attorney General is saying that he's not satisfied with the offer he's making. So if he made an offer, if the Attorney General was satisfied
then they can
with
talk.
His case will not be tried by the court.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So if you compare the two cases, where lies the selective justice? I'm struggling. If it can be proven, I'll be happy. And so on.
Yes.
Where lies the selective justice and so on? I'm struggling, you understand? But not just that, my brother. Not just that. There are some facts which are not public yet, but I'll just pose questions. Dr. Opuni was tried for purchasing inferior, what is it?
It's a liquid fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
Yes.
Inferior quality fertilizer.
Yes.
That's what he was tried on. And the trial went on for at least 7 years without any conclusion. It was likely to continue and so on.
Yes.
Trials cost money. I just want to ask 2 or 3 questions.
Okay.
That fertilizer, for which Dr. Opuni was being tried, where is the fertilizer?
They are being used. They were used by the government.
Are you sure?
Yes. They were used by Cocoa Board. Randy came and told us here.
Oh.
Yes, they were used by Cocoa Board. They didn't throw them away.
Should I continue?
No, you don't have to.
Should I continue?
We'll take a break.
That fertilizer for which he was being tried
was used by the government.
was used.
Yes.
You are taking a break?
Yes, we'll take a break. No, I'll come back to you after the break.
That fertilizer was used.
Yeah, it was used.
The cocoa farmers used
not even
everything.
If you're taking a long break.
Is it even possible? Is it even possible? And I'm guided that some people sold the same quality of fertilizer at higher prices to the cocoa board.
It's possible.
So if that trial is discontinued, what is the problem?
He's NDC, so don't discontinue his trial.
Oh, that is the case.
Yes, we finish, so don't discontinue.
Okay, no problem. Master, I'll rest here. I'll rest here.
You think if an MVP president, MVP won't be clapping? They would. They'll be happy if he were DC, whose case was his. Let
me say what I want to say in my own words.
All right.
I deliberately chose my words.
I know.
I calculated very
question.
carefully. Yes. You understand?
Yes.
See, Moro.
Uncle Chris.
I think that I hear Uncle Kwesi, of course, is doing independent analysis.
Right.
So if you were an NDC, my response would be different.
Oh, please.
No, because you are not.
If my facts are wrong, my facts are wrong.
I'm not saying
it doesn't matter whether I'm NDC or NPP.
No, I'm saying that you're doing
if my analysis is faulty, it is faulty. It doesn't matter whether I'm CPP or ACP or KWZ.
So focus on the message, not the messenger.
Yeah, focus on the message.
So here I'm not focusing on only the message or the message. I'm focusing on the analysis you have done, which I think that is independent enough. So I'll leave it at that. But you see, you raised a question about the government agrees with the MPP.
Yes.
Or the MPP agrees with the government.
Yes. So both ways works. But the point is that you see the double position of the NDC, the party departing with their government to say that that ruling was fair and just, and finding issue with the prosecutors, in essence, the former government, for convicting her wrongly. So where there cannot be any agreement, because you can just see clearly that what the government is doing is to save face with this appeal.
Richard, be careful not to walk into quicksand.
No.
Be very careful not to walk into quicksand. And let me explain. Just give me half a minute and let me explain something. It is not unusual for governments and parties to disagree, or for sections of political parties to disagree with government. And in the time that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was in power, we saw that. We had a situation where the vast majority of members on the majority side actually petitioned government for the removal of the Minister of Finance.
That's an outlier case.
No. Can I just... No, but let me land. Okay. Now, government disagreed with its own members of parliament. What is the problem with that? You are accusing government of double standards, when it comes to the application of the law and so on.
Yes.
Here is a case where your party and government, not your party and NDC, your party and government agree.
Yeah. But Uncle, see, this is apple and oranges you are bringing here. The case where some MPs in Parliament petition to remove one, that is not a disagreement comparable to what we're talking about. We're talking about it's not. It's entirely different. You're talking about entirely different.
No problem.
Entirely different. So you see, we have a situation where it's not even a disagreement. It's just a double position. Which then goes to the heart of the matter, that this is what they wanted and this is what they have gotten. The pattern that has been established, I could see that we're saying, it's not about plea bargaining. We're talking about a party that won election on the back of oral, that they're recovering all loot and all of that. And then they take office, and then the first order of business was to issue a nolle prosequi, to forbid furtherance of cases against those individuals. Then they take office and they are nitpicking on everyone. How many people haven't they put before the court since they came into office? What is the state of that? The manner in which they went about it, abusing people's rights, arresting people, giving them very prohibitive bail conditions and all of that. Then And I didn't want to go into the want-to-be judgment and all of that, and the matters leading to that judgment, where there was an effective application that borders on Constitution, Article 1911, that requires that certain crimes that you're going to punish somebody for must be defined. And in Wuntumi's case, the crime specifically is not defined. And then his lawyers wanted Supreme Court's interpretation. Granted. It was not granted. But that particular article has been invoked in previous times. And they were indulged. And so you see a certain effort to curtail full due process and to sentence an individual. If you are the receiving end, you see it and you pay attention. And Akufo-Addo said something, and it's very instructive. It stuck with me from when he said it. And he said that due process can be pesky if you are not at the receiving end of it. But if you are the man in the arena, and due process, even if it is as tiny as anything, and it's not extended to you, you'll feel it. And so what you want is that apply the law to everyone equally. We don't see that. And that's the point we're saying. So I could say that's the pattern for you. And even in this case, there is no agreement. Our point is that even that judgment, overturning it, there is everything about it that just looks like we just want to acquit and discharge the individual, and that's what we have done. Because the laws as they were, if you look at them, there were enough basis to uphold the judgment of the High Court. But then we want to look at some minuscule grounds, technical grounds.
But that's the same thing Dominic Ayine said. He said he believes that Sedina Tamaklo has questions to answer.
No problem. But I'm saying that. No,
Yeah, that's
not
what I'm
about what.
saying. It's the same thing.
But you see the difference between you and my agreement with the Attorney General is that we think that it's a format, it's a design, and it's not going to amount to much. But I've spoken to a lot of lawyers, obviously. This whole business where the Attorney General is applying to stay the execution of the appeals court judgment is an oddity. It's not done.
How?
But they said it's not regular process.
It's in criminal cases.
Yes, because a person's right has been vindicated. Let's speak in that context by the appeals court, and you applying for the person to be held. Okay, that is an oddity. But he did it knowing that it's an oddity. So all of these steps they are taking, they is designed to let us see a certain picture, but that picture is not honest. I'm saying that this whole thing, but we're here. Are we not? Okay. We're here.
I know you can't wait to
we are here in this country. You will see the full length of this matter, where it's going to end. But I can tell you, with all the skirmishes that is going on, it is clear that the outcome would be what the NDC is arguing, not what the government is promoting. So the NDC as a party, the NDC communicators, I don't know at what point you connect the two.
They don't also agree with Dominic.
Yes, they don't agree.
I agree with you.
You understand? So to that extent, we choose to believe them because that is a pattern that we have seen.
But Dominic Ayine is the lawyer for Ghana, not for the NDC. So if he says that there's basis to go back to court and tell the court that the court we disagree.
So don't you think doesn't that
whose
strike
position
you?
should we
But
take?
hold on. Doesn't that strike you odd that the party that birthed the government that Honorable Dominic Ayine is has the opportunity to become Attorney General disagrees with the government's position, and not even their presentation is not like we disagree. They are seeing and celebrating victory.
But
then their Attorney General is going to court.
But however, whether we can use individual party spokesperson's position to be the NDC's position is another matter. That's what I'm
what nice.
Because you have sat here a few times and you have said to me that yes, you don't know what some MPP person had said somewhere, but as far as you're concerned, there's no MPP position on this matter. You remember? I forgot exactly what the issue was. But you have sat here a few times. So there's a party position.
So, Moro,
where you ask us sometimes the presenters to say, prove to us that this is the MPP's position.
Hold on. Yes, you can say that. But if I say something,
yes, and you fought me a few times.
No, but hold on. If I say something,
yes,
can you mistake that not to be MPP position?
It's debatable.
How?
You know why? Because you see, I usually would take a party position if they say a party presser, and you read, and I can actually quote. Right?
I don't know what you're trying to say. But I just want you to agree. I don't want to agree with me.
There's an official party position.
What is official? It has to be designed.
Okay, so can I take everything you say on this platform to the MPP's position on the matter?
Moro,
let's agree.
Moro.
Let's know the rules, and then we can
you just asked me about demonstration. If you didn't believe I will be speaking the party's position, why?
No, you know what? A press conference has already been held, so you are just elucidating the point that Abi just made. So.
No problem.
Yes,
no problem.
Yes.
So a press conference podium tells you a party position.
I believe so. Or a statement. Otherwise, we'll be back to this thing about. I'm sitting here, I'm the director of party, and I'm saying that is not a party position. And then you put us in a difficult position.
No, it's okay. You're overstretching the matter anyhow. But I'm just saying that. Not just any NDC person I'm referring to. I'm referring to my good brother, Eduji Tabako, who is a director legal of the party.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes,
it's a fair point.
I'm sure you knew that was what I was going to say. That's why you are jumping up and down trying to say that party position is a party.
So he was here on Monday and he says he disagrees.
Yes. So what I'm saying is that you see, so there is nothing cynical about our position. Right. I want to be heard properly on that. There is nothing cynical about the position we're holding. Our position is tied to the well-being of our democracy, the equality of citizens, to say that let's hold people accountable by all means.
Right.
But when we do that, let's ensure that there is a standard that is equally applied to all.
Okay. Such
that tomorrow, nobody gets tricked into thinking that, they too can install a certain system. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. It is about making sure everybody has confidence in the system. I mean, when the NDC were in opposition, His Excellency, the former the president, then former president, said said about the Supreme Court, described them as unanimous FC, right? He perceived a certain imbalance, right? So that was a concern he had there. The same thing is playing out. In my view, we have a situation where clearly matters that are being dealt with in the courts are demonstrably skewed. I mean, people have been picked up, just as you and I are speaking. We talk about, Ankwesi was talking about speech and then was talking about people say they will kill, People have said far less than that. Nothing close to what Ankwesi is saying, and they've been picked up. And we're saying that, so at what point? Yes, I agree with Ankwesi. Somebody said they would do that to the president's wife. Completely reprehensible. Let's not go there. We can't do that. It's not acceptable. That's not democracy. It doesn't add any value. Okay, it takes away from our political discourse. But when people are saying certain things that are not on that degree, let's not get to that point of arresting people. As we speak now, just yesterday, an individual was picked up from Obuasi, one Godfred, and Sudabwa. Picked up for sharing some information. Yes, I don't know the authenticity of that, but you heard something on the video, and this individual shared it. Okay, and he was picked up, I think, on Thursday. We've been looking for him up until yesterday. We heard he was given bail at the Kotobabi court. Okay, what's happening? The tension. Just last night, our communication officer for Asante Achim South was picked up. You understand? Uncle, see, you know that this kind of the mentality and the sense of atmosphere, the atmosphere that's kind of kidnapping or seizing people creates in a country, in a democracy. So we're saying that there is some environment that is brewing, or more or less has come to head. That is not good for our democracy. And all of these things are matters that we need to confront. And so it should not be where Ankwesi is making it appear as if people are saying treasonable things, and we think that they should be allowed to say it. No. These are citizens engaged in everyday democratic speech, and it is becoming more expensive by the day to just speak and disagree with government.
Okay, all right, obviously.
Boss.
Yes, sir.
Let me start from here. I mean, maybe fortunately or unfortunately, both of us are not lawyers. Okay, so we are allowed some free range. The matter in dispute, as regards Sedinam's guilt or innocence, is a matter which will be determined by the Supreme Court.
Yes.
By voting for the 1992 Constitution as the supreme law of the land, we cannot be opposed to the Supreme Court.
You mean the appeals court?
The Supreme Court.
Oh, we're not there yet. We're going to appeals court.
We've gone to appeals court.
Oh, sorry. We're going to
the Supreme Court. Yeah.
Sorry, Supreme Court. Sorry about that. My apologies.
By accepting this Constitution and
Yes.
pledging,
Yes.
presidents and all pledging to defend this Constitution,
Yes.
we cannot be opposed to the Supreme Court making that determination.
Absolutely.
Now, the fact that the Supreme Court decision would affirm a position held by one party or the other would not be grounds to invalidate the Supreme Court decision.
Absolutely.
So the Supreme Court decision, either way, may affirm position taken by NDC or affirm position taken by the NPP. Now, if it affirms the position taken by the NPP, we cannot say, therefore, that the whole thing is a scheme calculated to achieve a certain objective. The fundamental law says that the Supreme Court is clothed with the responsibility and power to make that decision.
Absolutely.
We should wait for the Supreme Court to make that decision
Okay.
without conjuring up the possibility of the Supreme Court deciding one way or the other. Fine. Now, again, we are not lawyers. But I know that when it comes to the interpretation of the law, especially the interpretation of the Constitution and so on, even though the Constitution says that the Supreme Court ultimately decides what the Constitution means and its effect and so on, the Supreme Court has in many decided cases, many, and I can quote many decided cases, said that the trial judge only has to refer matters to the Supreme Court if, in the view of the trial judge, the matter deserves interpretation.
Absolutely.
That for as long as the judge sitting in the High Court or any court believes that the matter is clear and is not deserving of interpretation by the Supreme Court, the matter needs not be referred to the Supreme Court for interpretation. And there are several, Chief Justices and Supreme Court decisions which affirm this position. You understand? So to use this, that in the Wontumi trial, the lawyers for Wontumi wanted the Supreme Court to do a certain interpretation and the judge disallowed it, and therefore the decision is invalid, is actually not to understand the law and how the law operates. You understand? That's clear. Then there's the issue of proof in criminal trials. Again, let me admit, in all honesty, that I'm not a lawyer. I've never been to law school. I've never even passed close to the classrooms of the law school in Makola and so on. I'm just a simple, ordinary journalist. You understand? But then the lawyers, they have a lot of respect for a certain law guru called Lord Denning.
Household name.
Whoa, everybody refers to Lord Denning. Okay? What does Lord Denning say about the quality of proof in a criminal case? Lord Denning says, proof beyond reasonable doubt should not be equated to fanciful doubt. To prove beyond fanciful doubt. This is Lord Denning. Just read Lord Denning and the matter is settled. You understand? So all these issues that my brother is raising, really, I mean, if you want to apply the rule of law, if you want to have a certain fidelity to the Constitution and so on, they do not arise. In fact, their case will be made properly. If they can come to us, come to the people of Ghana and say that, look, there have been 7 convictions.
Yes, sir.
For those 7 convictions, the crimes for which the convictions were secured does not exist, have not been created by law. Then they will have a case. But if for all the convictions, the crimes for which the conviction was secured has been created by law, what is the basis of the argument? That's not what I'm saying. That's the basis of the argument. Yeah. Now, there is something which is very, very important in this discussion. Do we believe in the rule of law or we don't? Is it the fanciful dreams and anxieties of political leaders that should guide us, or is the law which should guide us? Now, you see, anytime you make the allegation that there's political manipulation of the judicial system, you're attacking the judiciary. Because without the judiciary offering itself for manipulation, it cannot be manipulated. So anytime you allege that the outcome of a certain trial has been politically manipulated, you are attacking the integrity of the judges who sat on the case. And I think it's most unfair. We don't want our integrity attacked. The integrity of every citizen of Ghana, including those who sit on the bench, needs to be protected. But politicians, for very reckless reasons, are constantly attacking the integrity of persons sitting on the bench. And that's worrisome. So the moment you sit on the bench, you become devil, you become evil, you become a collaborator, you become an unprincipled person and so on. That's a problem. Especially when you're dealing with the Court of Appeal, where it is not one judge, 3 judges. Yeah. So you're saying that 3 judges came together and decided to violate the law in order to please politicians and so on. You don't make that statement lightly. You understand what I'm saying? That is not a statement you should be making lightly. You can only make that statement on the basis of evidence and deep conviction, not just flippantly like that and so on. That's a problem here.
Right.
You see, there's a serious problem here.
Okay.
In any case, check. All the judges who have sat on these controversial cases, go and check the dates of their appointments. Go and check the dates of their appointments. If that is important. I don't think that is important. You understand? But if you think it is important, go and check the dates of the appointments. So please, listen, all of us, I am not sure that there's any Ghanaian, whether they belong to NPP or NDC or CPP, who will be jubilating if this country falls into the realms of anarchy. But we should be careful that even though we don't want our country to fall into the realms of anarchy, our practice does not lead us there. So today, anybody who is in the NDC who is arrested, it is against the party. Anybody who is in the NPP who is arrested, it is against NPP and so on. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. It doesn't benefit us. You understand what I mean? Yeah. Look, I think that in this country, there's a need for some legal reform. Need for some legal reform, you know. But at the same time, I do not believe that the laws as they exist now can prevent any state institution or government from doing what is right.
Well, Moro, Richard, I beg you, we'll take a break. And so that when you start flowing after the break, nobody will stop you. I beg you. I beg you, boys. All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Please stay with us.
there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Kalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, that's on you.
Improve car.
Yeah.
Captain was key to double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Femi sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Come on, Tom Preco.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chopballs, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note:
All our wooden chalkboxes are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.eduparkgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPark, approved and supported.
So we intend to stage this mammoth demonstration to express our dissatisfaction, to press home some demands that democracy is the way to go. So President Mahama and the NDC cannot suppress our democracy. So Thursday, 6th of August, in the morning, 5 a.m., we gather in front of the Supreme Court. We'll present the first petition at the Supreme Court, and then we will move straight in front of the streets, the Yoko Street, the street in front of Yoko. Then we will just move straight to Jubilee House to present the other petition. There will be a last petition that will be sent to Parliament House, but we will delegate the leadership in Parliament and some leaders of our party to present that petition. But we are going to hold this mammoth demonstration. Democracy under attack.
No way to select it from.
Democracy under attack. And it is so amazing how President Mahama, just in 2025, immediately he became president, he sanctioned the Attorney General to go to the court and free all NDC elements who are standing trial for various offenses. Today, as we speak, democracy is under attack, suppression of free speech, criminalization of free speech. We cannot witness the fact that our democracy is dying. And this is not what President Mahama promised. President Mahama cannot so pretend over a nation that over the years we've been tagged as the beacon of democracy. And today we are lacking behind on all fronts, and it's amazing.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm still here with Mr. Richard Anyagba, who is the Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party, and also Mr. Kwesi Pras Jr., former Managing Editor of the Insight newspaper. Richard, please.
Well, Kwesi has spoken, and I think there are points I will agree with him and disagree with him.
That's fine.
But you see, I find it difficult that Kwesi doesn't see the pattern. I know he sees it, but he will not admit it.
Right.
Oh,
that
Richard.
Because I'm coming.
How can you do that to me?
No, I didn't do anything. I'm saying.
But I see something, I know is the truth, and I'm denying it.
Well, because
that's an attack on my integrity.
I'm sorry. I don't mean it that way. You can disagree with me, okay. but that's how I see it. So.
Well, you're not seeing well.
Because.
So shut your eyes.
Yeah, well, that is after I've shut my eyes like 100 times. But you see, I don't see how Kwesi doesn't see a pattern. Okay. Of a government that promised strong anti-corruption agenda and is freeing its people from, answering to the law. I don't see why Kwesi doesn't see that in a case where you're going to jail somebody for 20 years, you will not accord the person full process to ensure that the case is properly exhausted. And at any rate, all these precedents that Kwesi is referring to are precedents established and have become, and those precedents can be broken. And this very one talking about the referral.
Right.
There are cases in the past, that hold that position where referral is required, and over time it changes. But then we look at a case such as that, where you are sentencing somebody to a 20-year imprisonment on circumstantial evidence, so as if you have a hard cast evidence. Okay, two people, both of them giving you indications not backed by any empirical evidence or facts, and you are going to rely on one person's evidence to convict another, and you don't want to grant full process of the law to be able to clear all doubts, to say that, yes, at least we've gone through full circle and this is where we want to land our sword.
Okay.
That, for me, is very telling. Okay, see, it's not a light thing, especially when somebody's rights is going to be curtailed in the manner we're talking about. So it tells me that it is an attempt to just run roughshod and go ahead as you want to, because there's an occasion for that interpretation to come. So we know that when you are talking about assignment, it means when you use your mouth verbally to say it, you have assigned. And if you have a paper document on it, then you have assigned. But we are not clear what that means at this point. But somebody has been convicted for it for 20 years. And we see that cannot be a situation to say that it is the law. No, you want to give full opportunity for people to be able to prove their case. And in this case, I think that the process was short-circuited. And that is not fair. And it's not coincidence that it's an MPP person. We have seen a pattern that because it's an MPP person, we will not indulge that. If you look at the pattern, if you look at the pattern, that's the point I'm making. You can disagree. Your position is okay. I'm not going to debate that. But I'm also saying that see from where we are also seeing. But you cannot say that what we are seeing is not clear, and so what you are saying should be the position. We see a certain effort designed to achieve a certain end. And I'm sitting here with all the difficulty I'm saying, because I don't expect that to be the norm. I don't expect that, because you see, what is a certainty is that government will change. Okay? And if it does change, there are people who would look at this in literal terms and say, let's repeat that. And I'm worried where that is going to take our democracy. And I'm saying that, well, there will be that environment created, and some of us will say, no, we can't do that. Okay, two wrongs don't make a right. And so when these things are being said, there must be some quarters in government that takes this in good faith, take a second look and say, are we really doing what they're saying? Is this happening the way that they're seeing it? And if it is, what can be done about it? It cannot just be brushed aside and say that, oh, no, it's MPP. No, because really, it's about our country. It's not about MPP. I mean, MPP people may be suffering that, but it is not about them. It's about our country. Because when it is done to them today, to MPP today, tomorrow, it may be done to somebody else because somebody sees that it was done to us. Then it is our countrymen that are suffering. When we have created a system that should be able to take care of everyone. So that's the point, Akwesi. So the issue of what Akwesi said about whether or not if Madam Sedina was a member of our party, would we disagree with the ruling of the Supreme Court, of the Appeals Court? That situation, if we get there, we'll cross that bridge. But the debate that we are having, okay, is not to do with the person. It's to do with setting precedent into the future. That's the point. So I find it difficult discussing it and making it as if it's about her. It's not about her. It's about what standard we are creating, what implication that is having or going to have on the fight against corruption, especially for a government that came in and said want to fight corruption. I'm surprised why all the anti-corruption organizations are quiet. Because if you want to fight corruption, you must take a certain position. But where you are using technical grounds, okay, to defeat the fight against corruption, you must be concerned. Many lawyers have spoken on this matter and said that they ought not to have resulted in total acquittal. Because there were evidence on the case. So that if it is though that the charge sheet was couched in a way that you feel that was technically defective, it doesn't rubbish or erase the fact that there are concrete evidence on facts adduced in court, which then was the basis for any conviction that was secured. So it is not a circumstantial judgment. It was a judgment that is based on evidence.
Okay.
So what happens to those evidence? If you simply just say that for technical reasons, the person should be acquitted and discharged. So what about the evidence? That's the basis of the claim. And so for a government that won elections saying they are going to do oral, I don't understand that you would be in that situation.
But do you accept this, that Richard? What the lawyers or the prosecution might term as evidence is not as important as what the court says is evidence.
No.
You don't think so?
No. That's I mean, evidence is evidence.
They have the final say.
Evidence is evidence. I mean, the evidence adduced for why we came here and we started the show 8 o'clock.
If the court says, based on understanding of the Evidence Act, this is not sufficient evidence, you're saying that.
But that's not what they ruled. They didn't say anything about the evidence.
They said that the how do you call it?
They said a burden of proof.
Yeah, the evidence is it's incurably defective.
No, not the evidence. So the charge sheet.
The charge sheet. Yes.
So that has nothing. So they didn't talk about evidence. The evidence were there, but they only said that the way you wrote the charges, okay, shifted the burden of proof to the defendant, as opposed to you, the prosecutor, defending or proving the guilt.
Yes.
And we're saying that, okay, if that's what it is, even though if you look at 31.2, it doesn't really align with the position.
But if the foundation, which is the charge sheet, is problematic, why should the courts move ahead to look at the evidence?
Evidence.
No, it's a charge sheet that should lead us.
There are two different things.
You say, I've done A, B,
the charge sheet is what you have done. Yes. So what you have done, how it was couched, does not mean that even in court that you were the one proving it.
Right.
You understand? So the trial, in this sense, the only thing they have about it, which is a concern, is that the way you crafted the charges shifted the burden of proof to the defendant.
And you disagree with the court on that?
And I'm not saying that. You can agree or disagree with that. But that has not materially changed the fact that there was evidence of the commission of the act. Okay. And those evidence exist.
Okay.
At this point, the Attorney General, even notwithstanding my view of his action now, holds that position to say that it cannot be that the appeals court, arrives at that conclusion. Okay. So, in the very point we are making here, finds expression in the Attorney General's position.
Okay.
You understand? To say that the appeals court actually went ahead of itself.
Okay.
In terms of looking at the technicality to write off the evidence that existed. And I'm saying that gives you a certain sense, okay, of selectivity.
Okay.
Selectivity. And Akwesi should be able to see that as well.
Okay.
So ultimately, Akwesi, our cause is not that we want a certain separate treatment for New Patriotic Party people. We're saying that let due process be given full occasion to unravel.
Okay. All right, I can see.
Boss, you see, in any criminal trial, there are three players. There is the bench, the judge or judges, as the case may be. Then there is the prosecution, apparently representing the state, you understand? And then, of course, there is the defense, the accused, and so on. Now, these three bodies, institutions, whatever, have distinct roles. None plays the role of the other. Okay? So the judge or judges sitting in a case do not craft the charge sheet. They do not build evidence. It is not their role to build evidence and so on. Okay? It is the prosecution's duty, not the judge's duty, not the accused person's duty, to prove the charge beyond reasonable doubt. Okay? The duty of the defense is just to create reasonable doubt. Minimum threshold, reasonable doubt. That's all there is.
Okay.
Okay. So to do a presentation which suggests that the judge has a role in correcting a defective charge sheet is unfortunately untenable. Unfortunately, it is untenable.
Has anybody made that point?
I haven't said that. Can I finish, sir?
No, but I'm asking, did anybody make that point?
Well, whether you made the point or not, it's untenable.
No, but you are...
You agree that it's untenable?
But you are accepting. No, if nobody made the point, why are you saying it's untenable?
But he's entitled to give his general advice.
No, but I'm saying, but it has to arise for you to give the advice. Who made that point?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. It's a view he's always held, so he's only repeating it. It's a view he's always held.
Okay, so I just want to know that nobody made it. So if somebody made it, I want to know who made it. Okay. And why he thinks so.
But can I move on?
Yes.
You know, I want to refer to some specifics.
Yes.
In the Sedinam Tamakro trial.
Yes.
What is the allegation? The allegation is that she entered into some contractual agreements for which the state would have spent more than necessary in the procurement.
Yes.
That's the allegation.
Yes.
One of the allegations. What are the facts? The facts before the court were that those agreements were never implemented. Indeed, those agreements were reviewed.
Yes.
Those agreements were reviewed by those who were prosecuting her. They reviewed the agreement that she signed. Worse still, Sedinam did not pay 1 peswa. She did not pay 1 peswa in fulfillment of that contract. How do you charge somebody for causing financial loss when no money has been spent? Well, the defective agreement has been reviewed and thrown away. What's the basis of charging her for causing financial loss to the state? When the money was not spent, when the agreement was jettisoned. My friend, let's be serious. If she were your excuse my language.
No, feel free. I mean,
no, please. I was going.
No, go ahead.
If she were his sister, you mean?
I was going to say if she were your wife.
Well, that would be wrong. You're just making an illustration, so you can go ahead.
On the basis of such accusations.
You see, so
you said she signed an agreement. Yes, she signed the agreement, but you reviewed the agreement.
Yes.
The sums in the agreement were never paid. Never paid. So how was financial loss caused? Massa, why? Why do you politicize everything?
But this is not politics.
It's people's freedom. People's rights are being politicized. What is this?
Don't go there. Nobody is politicizing anything. We are discussing the thing as is. And the commitment I'm making to you is that we want to create a certain standard that is enduring. I
agree.
Okay, so here's the issue. And it's painful that we're talking and it's as if we're personalizing it. Well, let's talk about the legacy that is going to leave. That's pretty much the issue. But the question about she signed a contract and then wasn't executed and
it was reviewed.
Yeah, it was reviewed. What is that supposed to say?
The charge is causing financial loss. No expenditure has occurred.
But you see,
how is financial loss?
Look at the point you are making, and I know you understand that it's an absurdity to say that just because the contract was not executed, as the crime has not happened.
What
happened?
What's the crime?
Hold on.
How was financial loss caused in this matter?
Hold on. What would have happened if NDC had won the 2016 election and she remains in office? Would she have executed it or not? Would she have executed it or not?
Fantastic.
So you have crystallized a contract.
Master, this is really fantastic.
No. You see, let's get serious about this.
You convicted somebody because she could have committed a crime.
But see, is that
what you're saying?
Uncle C, please.
Richard,
please.
You're saying that somebody
please, Uncle C, stop this.
Imagine that she could have committed a crime.
Stop this. But why are we imagining? The person has crystallized a contract in office.
Which was not executed.
And the only reason it was not executed because they left office.
Yes.
And other people, hold on. And other people came and reviewed it.
Yes.
Now, do you think that if she was in office, she would have reviewed it?
No. Let's say that no.
And so she would have. And so then,
so she would have committed the offense.
So the intent to commit.
Moro, can you believe this?
Yes, you have to believe it, Uncle. See, if you are running, so now you no longer run the inside, right?
Well, just
when you were there,
if
you were there, and somebody contrived to do something like that, and just because the person was let go, okay, and it didn't materialize in terms of what they are purported to do. You think that was not a crime to begin with?
Richard.
And the state is a continuum, it's a continuity. So that effort that was crystallized in office when she was there, and I'm telling you that if the NDC had won the 2016 election, should have gone ahead and execute that contract.
Let us assume that.
Of course. So therefore, that contract that that contract that was crystallized when she was in office was a contract that the state was obligated to execute. Except that the people who took over saw that we can't do that.
Fantastic.
So that is the remedial action that was taken to save the state some money. And who told you even that the revised position was the ideal situation?
Fantastic.
Maybe we could have cut it into half.
Fantastic.
So the point we are saying is that, let's not try to rationalize this thing. If this is to be looked at fully, what has happened, the excuse to say that somebody reviewed, somebody paid, is actually lame to suggest that, because an individual has crystallized a contract. Which contract? In fact, when we came, let me just use an example that you just gave tomorrow on this show. Today, Wednesday, we're supposed to come here and do newspaper review. But Moro intervened and brought some other person to interview. Good cause, whatever. But that is not the purpose for this platform. You understand? You told him not to do that because this is a committed program.
Well, what power do I have?
But you did.
I only advise.
Well, Uncle, see, we know you. You have all the powers. You just told him, Moro, listen. So the point I am telling you, Uncle, see, just wait. Wait.
Please tell Richard that I am not Captain Planet.
You can be modest about it. Uncle, see, I'm serious. Let me just laugh.
Captain Planet.
No, you are. We give you that. If you don't want to take it,
I am Captain Planet.
Yeah, we'll give you that. You can be. You've earned it. You've earned it. So when you've earned it.
Wow.
So Moro. So the point I'm saying is that nobody should be making that point. That point is being made by the NDC people, and Uncle C is repeating it. I think it's most unfortunate.
Okay.
You understand? You commit the state to a certain course of action, and you are saying that you shouldn't be held responsible for it. If it was a victory, wouldn't she claim it that I was there and we did ABCD? You understand? Okay. So how is it that the contract that you have signed, which should have cost the state in excess of what we ought to pay to get it, you are trying to tell us that because you didn't execute it, okay, therefore you should be held liable for it? Okay, that for me is the lamest explanation or justification anybody can give to that. To be a matter to say that he should be held liable. That for me is complete. And the more you continue to make that argument, it makes the case weak. To say that you signed and committed the state to a contract, and because you didn't execute the contract and people reviewed it, the people who reviewed it rather are at fault. What kind of logic is this?
What kind
of logic is that?
I think you have every right. You have every right to question my logic. No.
I'm saying that you are not the only person who said it. Other people have said it before you, and I think it's a lame logic.
It's
lame.
You have every right to question my logic, and I won't take it. I won't hold it against you. And so you're entitled to question my logic. Yes. You know, I'm not.
You see that you're exercising your Captain Planet powers. Okay. It's a passive aggressive way of telling me you are attacking me.
No, Masa, you can question.
It's okay. It's okay.
But I want to break down what you have said.
Okay.
What you have said in common, simple language is this.
Yes.
That Sednam Tamaklo signed an agreement.
Yes.
And the agreement entailed inflated prices. It was not executed. The state did not spend any money.
Yes.
The agreement was reviewed, and no money was lost to the state.
Yes.
However, if the NDC had won the 2016 elections, that agreement would have been implemented.
Yes.
Not that it was implemented, but would have been implemented.
Yes.
No. And therefore, she has to be jailed for what she would have done, not what she has done, what she would have done if NDC had won the election.
He says jail her for intention. That's where it's coming from.
Exactly.
No.
Oh my goodness, Richard.
The charge.
Richard, listen to yourself.
Except that, Richard, the charge before the
Listen
court
to yourself.
was not a charge of mens rea, which is her intention. The charge was that she had done it.
Yes.
And
You're
that's where
saying
office is
that
coming
she
from.
would have done it if the NDC had won power.
Yes.
Therefore, jail her. Hey, day, Richard.
Richard. So you answer the question. Answer the question. The contract as was executed. What? All right. I am shocked. I'm shocked that you are doing this. Look, no, you see, but see, here's the point. Imagine that the people who took over from her administration, let's just say the MPP administration, what if they decided they wanted to execute the contract as inherited? Would we have occasioned that loss?
The fact is that
would we? No. So now the only reason there is no financial loss is because they decided not to act on it.
So there is no financial loss. That's the
Richard, you know what would have settled
But
this
I'm
matter?
saying that.
You know what I've settled this
And that is where, if the NDC had won, she would have executed that because she's clear in her mind that that's how much we should pay for the thing. I mean, I don't understand where you are going. You are coming with this.
I get where you're coming from.
So if you are doing that, you should commend the administration that took the remedial action to mitigate the cost.
I commend the MPP administration.
So, but then it's not equal to saying that nothing was done wrong. Because if you commend them, then you agree that something wrong was done, and therefore somebody took the action to correct it. So you must be clear on that. Don't just say that because I don't understand where you are going with that.
Massa, let us hold on. Let us assume.
How can you commend somebody and not agree that something wrong was done? So why are you commending the person?
Massa, let us admit. Let us accept that the MPP was right. Let us even accept.
Why can you not just say it? Why is it agree? Because the situation is clear.
For the sake of argument.
Let us even agree that the MPP deserve commendation for reviewing the agreement and stopping
to save the state.
To save the state, for stopping that and so on. Where is the commission
of the crime?
Of the crime of causing financial loss to the state when no payment was made? Why is the crime? So I commend NPP, I commend Nana Akufo-Addo's administration, I commend Oforiatta, I commend Tika and so on, all of you, for reviewing the agreement. To stop us from an expenditure which would have led to the causation of financial loss to the state. The fact remains that no financial loss was caused.
But so extend.
Unless you want to jail people on the basis of their intention, what they're thinking in their head.
But that was not before the court.
This is not thinking in the head. This is thinking that is crystallized on paper.
Paper which you threw away. Paper which you threw away.
At effort to invite the people, say, let's renegotiate this because we see it to be obscene. That's the matter. Because once you no. Uncle, you have not made any point. I think that what you're doing is a great disservice to this country, the way you are arguing. Because you cannot tell me. You cannot. It's a great disservice, to be honest. So you cannot tell me that a contract that is crystallized, and in depending on whatever terms it was, the state was obligated to effect it because it was a proper officer of the state that went into that contract. That contract, and I'm telling you two things.
If the state was
probably at the
obligated,
benevolence of the organization, understanding that they want a continuous relationship with the state, and the state leveraged that to bring the price down. But you cannot tell me that when you crystallize a contract,
there was no expenditure, there was no payment.
But that is different.
So financial loss could not have been caused when there was no payment.
That is because there was an intervention to review it. Otherwise, that loss would have been occasioned. Are you not following the argument?
But it was not occasioned.
So what? So now who made it not to be occasioned?
You.
Yes.
And I salute you for that.
And so for that, therefore, you set an example so that people don't commit you to that because the intent had been crystallized. That contract was as good as paid. If the NDC had won the election, it was going to be paid. If the MPP administration decided not to review it, it would have been paid.
I made a point, and because it's just a first.
I don't understand why you are making this thing as if.
So Richard, what was before the court was not about what her intentions were. What was before the court that she had done it. And I could see saying that she didn't do it. That's all. It's just that simple. If you raise it, it's a valid argument you're raising that the intention in itself is problematic. That
it is not intention. It is a contract. It's a contract. It's not intention.
It's a contract. So from setting.
So what is the intention?
No. From setting this point of view, it has been executed.
What do you mean by that?
The fact, not from a point of view. The fact is that the contract was never executed.
Okay, so he makes the after you sign a contract, then what? Hold on. After you sign a contract, what happens?
It would have been paid.
So the only reason it wasn't abrogated by who?
It was reviewed by reviewing. It was abrogated.
But I'm saying that was she the same person who reviewed it?
No.
And so why are you saying? So she wouldn't have reviewed it. That's the point.
That's intent. You are talking about.
But the contract is there.
If she were,
it's in there.
The contract is invalid.
The contract is not the same as execution of the contract.
Oh my goodness! I hope that you continue arguing like this going forward, because when somebody has signed a contract, which contract is right for execution, and the person is no more there, and another person comes. Okay, everything the gentleman came here to talk about today about TOR and going about what they have done and commending the CEO and all of that. Do you think that people before them didn't do the restructuring, the debt restructuring that the MPP did up until now?
Okay.
Did you give any credit to the other guy, the previous government?
So you want us to discuss TOR?
No, I'm just giving you an insight. No problem. What I'm saying that I don't understand the logic, and having listened to you and your argument over the years, I find it difficult that you are making this argument that the contract was not paid.
Making illogical arguments. Say so.
I won't say that. I won't say that.
That's exactly what you mean.
No. But it's not consistent with what I know you to.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. We need to take a break. We need to take a break. You're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. We'll take a break.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. It makes your teeth stronger. Chicky, chicky, whiter. Chicky, chicky, stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits. Happy smile.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Femi Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, that's on you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action.
Me did sasso spray. Mr. Femi sasso quell. Yeah, go to my sasso.
Sasso, come tum preko.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. Let me just read this from. So, Kojo Chumbuafo has actually sent a message on this one. He says, Moro, I see Richard is back there this morning at what? Spouting Fumi logic, as usual. So, according to Agbedefu, MPP convicts are political convicts and NDC convicts are rightfully convicted. Enough said. Agbedefu refuses to cross any bridge that exposes their lies and deceit. You want Sedina's right to be violated with flawed charge sheet because she is NDC. But Wontumi has been jailed on some circumstantial evidence because he's MPP. This kind of thinking is just epic. It's really annoying to hear Richard talking about creating a standard with Sedina's freedom by denying her of a basic right borders on lunacy. Do you know that a law firm that reviewed the agreement for Ken Oforiatta to pay the money to Mark Autos was Nana Asante Bedieto's law firm? Richard, you don't take remedial action on a dirty contract. You vitiate the contract. Fraud, vitiate, or that's contract law 101. And then this one from Kwame Sapon.
We should comment on this Kojo thing.
No. We're going to spend a lot of time on this one.
You allow Kojo.
So you had almost 2 hours here. Kojo's text 30 seconds. You want to comment on it?
We have what, 2 hours?
Yeah, we started at 8 o'clock. And it's almost 10. It's almost 10. Richard, don't do that.
Kojo, you know, is an interested party. What you are reading, Kojo, you are introducing a subject matter and not just gloss over it. So you've allowed him to make a statement uncontested. But that statement is not accurate.
There are a lot of... Anyway, so Kwame Sapon says, Moro, based on Richard's argument, the charge, in my view, should have been attempting to cause, that's what I said, it should have been attempting to cause financial loss to the state and not causing financial loss to the state. I kept repeating that. So, Kwame, thank you very much for bringing this up as well. Moro, what needs to be addressed is what needs to be addressed is that was Sedina charged with conspiracy or was she charged with actual deeds? Okay? Was she charged with causing financial loss to the state? Or the charge read intention to cause financial loss. What was on the charge sheet was, we must understand is that intention to commit a crime is not the same as actually committing the crime. So we're talking mens rea and actus reo, right? Thanks and good morning from Mansa Musa. So I kept asking, what was before the court was not about intention. But he says, yes, it doesn't matter. The fact that intention was there, that's a problem.
No, I didn't say intention.
Contract is okay, no problem. So the contract was there. Never mind, they hadn't been executed.
Yeah. So
but the fact that the contract
is not
there.
intention.
Okay, all right.
It's not intention. It's a completed document. It's as good as paid.
Okay.
Except people don't want to pay.
All right. So Idi Mukhtar says, in fact, this Richard Ahegba is provoking us greatly this morning by his illogical arguments. In regards to the appellate ruling.
No, I'm the illogical one, not Richard.
No, this is from somebody to
Of course.
This is from you to
the illogical one.
It will be illogical to the one who wants it.
So he was made to understand that any drowning person struggles to grab anything and everything around him, including straws. But the NPP should know that Ghanaians are far better than what they think we are. No lies would ever stand. Richard should respect our intelligence for once.
Oh my God.
Farm. He says that, good morning, my brother. In fact, let's get serious in this country. It's Richard and co trying to say that no one should be arrested if they fail to abide by the law. For God's sake, we are governed by laws in this country. This country is not a banana republic, for God's sake. My brother, do you remember the young man who was holding a placard on Legon campus calling President Akufo-Addo to open up the Legon hospital? This young man was arrested under President Akufo-Addo. What about that? My brother, the leadership of the NPP, what the leadership of the NPP are doing is because they have lost relevance in the party and in the country, and they want to look relevant to the support, to their party supporters, because elections of national executives at the corner. But if you know Richard has always been like this. It has nothing to do with his vice, his ambitions. So Sadiq from the UK says, what Richard is saying is not a law. Let us debunk it and educate the public. A lawyer should explain to him that Sedina did not cause any financial loss to the state. Under contract law, contracts that are found to be defective or tainted can be rescinded, terminated or abrogated. Drafting a defective contract is not a crime.
What's the defect?
Now, okay. Alaji Razak, I've seen your message as well. So Reverend says, good morning. Reverend Samuel Ejo of the PNC said, good morning, and your panel. It looks like as if the NPP is trying very hard to make this government look bad in the eyes of Ghanaians, but what they are forgetting is that they just left office. So if there is any comparison, then definitely it won't be the PNC, CP, or any other party than the NPP. But for now, if the truth is being told, the NDC is now far, far, far ahead of the NPP. NPP is a great party with great people, and there's no doubt about that. But for now, they need complete overhauling for them to win power again. God bless you and your panel. And I'm going to do two more and then we'll go. So Alfred Kojo Treadles, he says that an acquittal or a setting aside of a conviction does not automatically mean that every transaction was proper, prudent, or administratively defensible. It simply means that a specific crime or offences charged against Madam Sedina Tamaklu were not proven beyond reasonable doubt. According to the law, it appears to me that Richard Ahegba and some spin doctors of the NP have not read the judgment and are all over the place wasting everybody's ear. More after carefully reading the judgment, have come to the conclusion that both the then Attorney General and the judge did not do a thorough job. It looked more like an agenda than justice. Alfred Kojo Treadles, Deputy National Organizer Aspirant of the NDC.
Wow.
And the Guy G, he says, good morning, Moro. Okay, Guy G, yes. So, happy birthday to Asantua, a.k.a. Insota Bruni of Youth Employment Agency. Enjoy God's goodness always. Guy G from Cantonment. In fact, yesterday was your birthday. That's Asantua, a.k.a. Insota Bruni of Youth Employment Agency. Yesterday was your birthday, and Guy G is wishing you a happy birthday. And Papa Bisu says in the opposition, they can put all the statements indicating that they have all the answers to our woes. But when you give them the chance, the opposite is always what they create. We have seen all of them, both in Kufuor and Anado's regime. They are worst offenders. Opposition is really their comfort zone and not rulers. Greetings to Uncle Kwesi Pratt. Papa Bisu from Spintex sends that message. And Mr. E.K. Kumsin says that I agree to your panel. Mr. Ahegba really hoped for the NDC communicator this morning so that the discussion extended to NDC versus NPP. Our Kwesi's fantastic independent submission has thrown Mr. Ahegba off gear. Democracy under attack. This demonstration should not come from the NPP. Interesting times ahead. E.K. Kumsin, UCC. And
you're just going to read text.
Yeah. You know, we asked them to send, so when they do, we have to acknowledge some. We can't read all. Let me just end with a Tafa from Amir. It says, good morning. I will do. Did Richard listen to himself at all? He kept contradicting himself in one hand. He said government releases the woman. It should release a woman, and they turned around and said that even the AG disagreed with the ruling of the appeals court. Richard AG is part of government.
Okay. We didn't follow the conversation.
Your party members are totally confused. Tafa from America sends that message. Anyway, McLean is my final message. Sorry about that. McLean says, similarly, President Mohammed and his NDC members have sadly forgotten that no government remains in power forever, not even for 100 years. How can a government that claims to be fighting corruption repeatedly rely on Nolly prosecutor to discontinue prosecutions involving some of his own members, while continuing to persecute members of the opposition? In this, the reset that was promised to the good people of Ghana. The fight against corruption must be impartial, consistent, and free from political considerations. The rule of law requires that justice be administered fairly without fear or favor. Ghana deserves justice that is blind to political color, not justice that appears to distinguish between those in government and those in opposition, and that's what we're seeing under the NDC administration. That's from McLean from Seshiri also. So I guess that we'll not be able to do the CRC because of time. And so I'll take your concluding remarks on this. We have just 5 minutes to go, and then we can end the show because our time is up. So whilst you're thinking, let me do these LPMs. Whilst you're trying to figure out who should go next.
You have been very, very unfair to us this morning.
This is what pays our bills. I beg you. Let me just do this. Now, this one is from National Youth Authority. So this August, the National Youth Authority is inviting all young people across Ghana to be part of National Youth Month 2026. It's happening from the 1st to the 30th of August. It's on the theme Rebuilding Values, Inspiring Patriotism, Empowering the Youth in the Digital Age. Now, the celebration will kick off on Saturday, 1st August, with the National Voluntary and Community Service Day. Now, this will be followed by youth engagement with Christian and Muslim religious leaders on 6th and 7th August. From 10th to 13th August, the National Youth Conference will take place at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, bringing together young leaders and stakeholders from across the country. Now, then from 16th to 19th August, young people will make their voices heard at the National Youth Parliament. The excitement continues on 21st August with the Interagency Football Gala at the Accra Sports Stadium is followed by the Intergenerational Dialogue on 21st of August. The month-long celebration comes to a close on 30th of August with the Red Means Stop campaign at the Independence Square. Young people are encouraged to register to attend, volunteer, exhibit their products and service, or sign up as media partners through the official National Youth Month registration portal. This August, volunteer, learn, lead, serve. National Youth Authority facilitating youth development. Obviously, so, what are you saying in conclusion before you take leave of us?
I have nothing
you
to
have
say.
Nothing to say. Okay. All right. Richard.
Well, Moro, I think that I was doing an illustration for Akwesi.
Okay.
Okay. And for me, I want to be clear.
Still on Saturday now.
But what are we concluding on?
Oh, your demonstration is tomorrow. So what time does it start? What do you intend to achieve with it?
That's the conclusion. Okay. We haven't talked about
anything you want to say. Anything you want to say.
Moro,
don't let Moro decide for you what to say. Anything you feel like saying, just say.
We have just 2 minutes to go.
But Moro, you have been very unfair to us.
Oh, how?
This morning. You asked us to come here and you waste a whole hour and waste in quote.
Yes, we spent an hour.
Yeah, an hour
on an interview.
Yes, and I don't know why you do that. That's not fair. And I think that you should, because
we apologize.
That should not repeat itself. I don't think it's fair. And then when we come to the conversation, you don't have enough time.
I know, right?
For us to talk about it.
If it's a commercial, maybe we can understand because you have to pay your bills and so on.
But you see, so Moro, I am clear in my mind that at all times we must defend our democracy.
Right.
Must ensure that people's rights are respected, and there cannot be any way where we are treating people differently in a way that affects others and others benefit. Right. Let's establish a standard in our country that everybody will be confident in, and ensure that we grow our institutions and our democracy as well. The conversation, as we've been having, one may disagree, but the point is that we see a certain application of the law that is not fair. We see a certain undertaking that is designed to protect NDC people and treat MPP people differently. And you see, it is not helping even those people who are NDCs. It's almost as if your father is a teacher, so he gives you a pass. But he's not going to be your final examiner. And therefore, that liberty you are enjoying under your father being the teacher or your mother being the teacher is actually just making you into a bad student one day when you're examined by somebody other than your parents. And so nobody should encourage that. Where the things are done fairly, I think all of us will encourage it. But what we see now is a selective justice, and we believe honestly that it shouldn't be that way. And on Thursday, we'll be demonstrating to bring that point home. President Mahama, I think that can do better and should do better for his legacy, for our democracy, so that Ghana, which will continue long after any one of us, is stronger, is better, and our institutions are growing and are independent, so that our democracy can be sustained. But for now, we are very much unhappy.
Timothy Goba said I should ask you, where's your red cap? Daily Graph with Timothy Goba. He says, where's your red cap?
But have you ever seen the war cap?
No, it's true.
They didn't give him one.
No.
But this one you should have.
No, we haven't seen the war.
Moro, have you seen the quality of the T-shirt?
Yeah, top quality.
The one they are using for the demonstration tomorrow.
Have you seen one?
Yes, I saw Nana Kumia wearing one yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow, top quality T-shirt.
That's good.
If you look at the material, it looks like complete. You remember complete? When we used to wear bare bottoms, what we used to sew bare bottoms as well.
So what's your point?
What?
You said you didn't have anything to say, but what's your point about
it? It means they mean business. It means they mean business.
That T-shirt.
Yes.
Wow.
So what is that? What's the point?
The quality.
But is it supposed to be cheap?
No. Have I said so?
I'm making a certain point that as for that T-shirt, it should just be some cheap thing that is gathered from.
Have I said so?
But what's the point about its quality?
I'm just making a statement of fact that the quality of T-shirt I saw Nana Kumia wearing for the demonstration.
Not what is on the T-shirt, that the quality of it. That's
it's a very expensive T-shirt.
I didn't know Uncle C is
very stylish, and the material looks like complete.
So that what's the offense there?
It's beautiful. You don't want me to say that you have done something which is beautiful.
Because knowing you, what you should be preoccupied with is what is on it. Democracy and attack. So that didn't get your attention.
So if you do something which
that's
is nice and beautiful, I'm not supposed to say it.
Okay, so you're not a beautician. You're not one talking about beautiful
so
things.
This August,
Metro
TV, Original TV, is bringing you the Clean Conference. Now, it's under the auspices of the Chief of Staff. The theme is assessing Ghana's progress towards UN SDGs, Agenda 2030, SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, is on Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. Now, with just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? Now, the answer begins with one national conversation, Metro TV and Regional Sanitation Conference with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Deborah. The Clean Conference is bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Now, change is not only in the conference room, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd of August 2026. It's also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference will ahonu diemo Emma Omano Etum Mpong. And finally, discover M&C Group, your #1 partner, minerals and food commodity trading, real estate development, general logistics, procurement, management consultants, investment advisory, and so on and so forth. Please call them if you want to maximize your value in every deal that you reach with them. Call them on 0265505-335, 0265505-337. M&C Group, totally relaxed. Thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. Same time tomorrow, we are, inshallah. Bye-bye.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meets local and international standards? Then GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544 622 250, 0577 622 250, 0204 622 250, and 0277 622 250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
It's Ghana Sanitation and Environmental Conference in Legon, CD Conference, on the 21st of August. My name is Haja Hamdatu Ibrahim Hussein. I'm going to be there. Kuduko kuzu, kuji enna zayi, abinde sa enna ruwa yezo yeche Accra. Ula sonko wa yezo, nyeso kuzo, agwada muko enna za kuyi, nyeso nguwanin kuduka, kuzamna cikin sabta. Don sabta Allah ma ya ce mu bari gidanmu garinmu akwai sabta. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Ghana yahu siesie ne sebi yemantin ne mpotemu siesie ne ho hia eno ntino join the Ghana Sanitation and Clean Environment share 21st of August ewo City Conference Center ewo Legon na yina yembesu yakwan befa so ayebetumi ma ahodie ene Ghana mantin ne mpotemu siesie ebema Ghana etumi afa ntuma papa efra entime yefa me ke tichirema mebo hobi eno ntime ke sure se won so oba beka ye ho ni yina ya pre apegana aho siesie ene ye ho gina ye eho ana muntu medase.
This is just to invite you to a sanitation and clean environment conference being organized by Metro TV. I mean, this is a way of them to also contribute to the country's achievement of SDG 6, which is on clean water and sanitation. So when corporate organizations do some of these things, especially for a media house that is within the fourth estate of the realm, being this responsible to help facilitate. SDGs are supposed to be achieved by 2030. We're in 2026. We all need to play our part. This is a special invitation to you to come participate, share ideas, so we can also share as a people. It also enhance the efforts of the country to achieve SDG 6, which is on clean water and sanitation, and also to mitigate some of the issues we are facing recently. For the past 11 years and recently, on 29th June, what happened to us, the number of lives. We can't continue to be losing lives in the names of sanitation and clean environment. So please make it a point to attend the Sanitation and Clean Environment Conference being organized by Metro TV on the 21st of August. Thank you for it.
At the Venture Capital Trust Fund, we hold one belief that when the last tree dies, the last business dies. And this belief penetrates through our investment decision making, and for which reason VCTF is highly particular about the environmental, social, and governance considerations of our businesses, our portfolio companies, and what they do. Indeed, I take this opportunity to invite you to the Ghana Sanitation and Clean Environment Conference, which is happening on the 21st of August this year at the CD Conference Center, University of Ghana. I will be there, so see you there. Thank you.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030, SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpong.
Every Thursday morning, the spirit of the school come alive, from the marching bands to the dining halls, the fear and the panic stories, the convoys to old students' pride, to unforgettable homecoming moments. Metro TV brings you the school's homecoming show live. Relive the glory, celebrate the legacies, reconnect with the memories that shape legends like you. The celebrations, the anniversaries, the homecoming activities, and the legacy projects that you embark in your school. The Metro TV School's Homecoming Show comes to you every Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. live on Metro TV. This is the School's Homecoming Show live on Metro TV.
So, I have 10 Ghana cedis in my pocket. Now think about it. If 10 Ghana cedis could buy you anything at all, what would you buy? I can think about so many things. Are you ready? Watch this space.
Are you ready to go on an adventure across Africa with your favorite twins? Yes, that's right. Nuzo and Namia are back. Join them on curious adventures full of wonder and discovery, unexpected friendships, big feelings, and stories that unlock the power of imagination. And for parents, every episode helps your children build literacy, comprehension, emotional learning, and confidence through storytelling they love. So come dream bigger, laugh louder, and explore a world of wonder with Nuzo and Namia. Find your nearest station and showtimes now at nuzoandnamia.com. Bye for now.
Nuzo and Namia, storytellers traveling with you.
Ghana, Greater Accra, Gamashi. Are you ready for the biggest festival carnival in Ghana? Is the Gahomo Carnival 2026. Starting from Thursday 6th to Sunday 9th of August 2026. The heartbeat of Ghana will echo from Jamestown Manchabola.
flowing through the historic Atanos High Street back to Lighthouse. Witness and experience 4 unforgettable days, 1 historic destination. Gamashi, 6th August, Red Thursday, So Be. The legendary homecoming procession, 7th August, White Friday, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dress in white and experience the Twin Festival, culture, tradition, and music. Saturday, 8th August, Homowa Red Saturday, the grand climax. Join thousands in the sea of red and display of royalty as Galhashi comes alive with spectacular sprinkling of popoi, followed by a mega concert featuring Ghana's biggest music stars. Sunday, Owala, come dressed in white, a day of thanksgiving, reconciliation, and a powerful gospel concert to crown Homowa, celebrating 200 years of Katamanso. Date 6th to 9th August. Venue Jamestown, Manchabona. Crowd is calling. Gamashik is waiting. Don't just hear it, come and live it. For vendorship slots, call.
Main Media Partners. Media Partners.
Chicken. Yeah, you know what to do. Parents, guardians, your Saturdays are about to be beautiful, exciting, and entertaining on Metro TV. You are going to enjoy what is called massive home entertainment with Funny Face. I am back again, children. We are about to celebrate in your schools. We are about to dance in your schools. We are about to do everything we'll do in your schools. You will enjoy, I will enjoy, neighbors will enjoy. Everybody will enjoy. Children, be ready. We are going to do chicken, cow and chicken, cow and chicken. You just clap your armpit, open it, flap it, open, flap. Yeah. You see me in your school, you just open your armpit and you flap it. Chicken, that's all. You know what to do. My brother, got it.
Time with the Children's President, coming soon on Metro TV.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mini Tumpong.
Yeah, hello there. I'm excited to be with you at this particular time. This is Dr. Okoboy, and we all know that health is wealth, and you can't have good health with a bad environment or poor sanitation. So it's good news. We are having our sanitation conference this August 21st, and it's a pleasure to invite you to participate, to learn about something new, and to help us protect our environment. Sanitation is serious business, and you have to be there. Thank you for listening. All the best.
Hello, my name is Paul Adomochiri. I'm the host of Good Evening Ghana here on Metro TV. I'm inviting you to the Clean Conferences at the City Conference Center at the University of Ghana. We have to make Ghana clean, and Metro TV is leading this agenda with Original FM. Everyone will be there. Please join us and let's make Ghana clean. So we have a first day of talking, and then we go on the field and actually show how to clean. The Chief of Staff will be leading that effort, Honorable Julius Debra. He will be there with us to help us to show how to clean. We know how to clean. Join us to clean.
Hola, Victoria Naima Abdullahi. The Ghana Sanitation and Environment Conference is happening live at the CD Conference, University of Ghana, on the 21st of August, 2026. I'll be there. Join me. Let's make an impact on our environment. It's Ghana Sanitation and Environmental Conference in Legon, CD Conference, on the 21st of August. My name is Haja Hamdatu Ibrahim Hussein. I'm going to be there. Kuduko kuzu, kuji enna zayi, abinde sa enna ruwa yezo yeche Accra. Ula sonko wa yezo, nyeso kuzo, agwada muko enna za kuyi, nyeso nguwanin kuduka, kuzamna cikin sabta. Don sabta Allah ma ya ce mu bari gidanmu garinmu akwai sabta. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Ghana yahu siesie ne sebi imantini empotemu siesie ne hohia eno ntino join the Ghana Sanitation and Clean Environment share 21st of August ewo City Conference Center ewo Legon na yina yembesu yankwa befa so yebetumi ma ahudie ene Ghana mantem ne empotemu siesie ebema Ghana etumi afa ntuma papa efra entime yefa me ke tichirema mebo hobi eno ntime ke sure se won so oba beka ye ho ni yina ya pre apɛ Ghana aho siesie ene ye ho gina ye eho ana muntu medase.
This is just to invite you to Sanitation and Clean Environment Conference being organized by Metro TV. I mean, this is a way of them to also contribute to the country's achievement of SDG 6, which is on clean water and sanitation. So when corporate organizations do some of these things, especially for a media house that is within the fourth estate of the realm, being this responsible to help facilitate. SDGs are supposed to be achieved by 2030. We're in 2026. We all need to play our part. This is a special invitation to you to come participate, share ideas, so we can also share as a people. It also enhance the efforts of the country to achieve SDG 6, which is on clean water.